Welcome in. Roster of the People, Week 7. We are here. Thank you for coming. Jason Draven, Neil Smith. Oops, the other way. That one. We're here to help answer anything you might have questions about, deal with all of the nonsense going around the league, all the injuries. If you're as excited as we are, congratulations. How's it going, Neil?
Not possible. I'm literally vibrating. That's how excited I am. I'm
You can just tell. Tell you're ready for
so
it.
excited that I'm literally spinning. Like, couldn't be more excited. Where do you want to start while we wait for people to file in and start asking questions? You want to start with injuries or you want to start with trade rumors?
Well, I haven't heard any trade rumors. Well, okay, let's do this first.
Plenty of trade rumors. What are you talking about?
Let's go with this first. Bills and Ravens are on bye. So, go ahead and knock that out of the way. Didn't know. That's what's going on. Bills and Ravens on bye. You won't have any of those players this week. So, what trade rumors have I missed?
Well, there's the continuing swirl of rumors around Alvin Kamara that go back to last week, where there was talk going into the games that they were considering making him a healthy scratch because they've been shopping Alvin Kamara up and down the league, because I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but the Saints aren't going anywhere this year. And Kamara is on the wrong side of 30. And he actually had to issue a statement around his desire to want to stay in New Orleans, because it sounds like he wants to retire as a Saint. So that is interesting from a longer perspective, based on the idea that this might be the last contract for Alvin Kamara, if that's what he wants. Wouldn't be that surprising if he was going to hang it up here at the end of next year when his contract ends. But there's also the idea that they didn't make him a healthy scratch. They actually had him go out and play. I think he had a lot to do with that. So that's just something to keep in mind, is that Alvin Kamara is very much on the trade block. And there are a number of teams that are inquiring about this, including the Chargers, but they're not the only team. There's like 4 or 5 teams. The Commanders are interested, reportedly. And so are the Steelers, and I think there was one other team that actually made a phone call around Alvin Kamara's availability. So that is one to keep an eye on, because if Kamara was to get dealt, it would have a lot of fantasy implications, obviously. From the Saints side, it would make Kendre Miller a lot more attractive. He'd be the weekly starter, right, ostensibly. And the other thing that would be interesting is you would have whoever he goes to. Like, if he goes to the Steelers, that's bad news for everybody with Warren shares. If he goes to the Chargers, that actually probably is fine for everyone involved. It just would crater out Vidal and Haskins. But that's one of the actual NFL trade rumors. And the other one is this got announced today. I saw it actually, like, it's been going on all day, but I saw it within the last hour, which is Jakobi Meyers is reportedly going to be out. It looks like of I just want to call them Oakland, because they'll always be Oakland to me. I don't care where they move that team, but they'll be out of. He's going to be out of Vegas. It looks like, which is not really surprising if we go back to the preseason when he wanted a new contract. They didn't want to give him a new contract, and they said, you could sit out if you want, but that's not helping you. So he's been playing this year basically under duress. He actually requested a trade in the preseason. Actually, it was in the offseason, around that time frame. And they said, no, we're not interested in doing that. Well, we are now a third of the way through the NFL regular season, and we are, as of at the end of this coming week, we will be halfway through the fantasy regular season. And it's starting to look like Jakobi Meyers might not be a Raider as soon as this week. So he didn't practice today. He's not going to practice all week, according to them. And there's a very real reality that he's either going to get dealt prior to Sunday, and if he's not dealt prior to Sunday, he's probably going to sit. Because I think the Raiders are realizing that they're not going anywhere this year. And this is the last year of Myers on that team anyway. So if they can get something for him, they might as well. I think that's the going logic here. So if you've been relying on Myers or you were considering playing Myers this week, probably not going to happen. Now, that gets into, well, where is Myers going? It's a good question. It's a handsome question that you asked there. Patriots is the answer.
Going
The
back.
Patriots have been frantically calling around the league trying to find another wide receiver, and that's where this seems to have landed. Is the Patriots would have the money and the desire and the familiarity with Myers to bring him in. Now, all that would do in reality, I don't think it helps anyone on the Raiders. In all seriousness, I don't. I think it basically just
Ruins everything.
it just all it
Genty.
does is it. I mean, it doesn't. You can't really help Genty with that because Genty's already getting maximum usage. So removing Myers doesn't do much for Genty. Genty's role is what Genty's role is. It's like all that would really do is it's like what you can't really even if Bowers was healthy, you couldn't really give him a bigger target share, right? It's like not possible. So maybe it helps Tucker, kinda. If it helps anyone, it maybe makes Jack Bech. They give Jack Bech more opportunities, considering he has no role whatsoever right now. Like they drafted Bech, and he doesn't even play. He just sits there. So, but you can never really tell because you're trying to predict Pete Carroll wide receivers. So that's all theory. That's all theory craft. There's no way that you could sit here and read the tea leaves and figure out Myers leaving and vacating all those targets. What does that actually do? Could be anything. What it does do if he goes to the Patriots is it just nukes that entire situation. Because it makes, to the extent that any of them mattered, like the idea that Diggs was going to get a bigger share as he got healthier, that's all over now. It would crater the fringe players like Douglas and all the other ones, Kyle Williams, all don't matter anymore to the extent that they even did. Because then it would go back to Diggs and Henry and Myers are all going to get targeted. But the Patriots spread the ball around so much that trying to predict that week to week would be nearly impossible. So all it would do is remove yet another wide receiver from the pool, right? It would just mean that a weekly flex option / low end wide receiver 2 option in Myers would just be off the table, right? Because how could you trust it? I'm seriously asking. How could you trust it? Like,
I mean, I can't trust them now.
right. So you're going to add another name to that. It just makes it even harder to figure this out on a week-to-week basis. So that trade is the definition of a really good NFL trade, right? Like, that's a great move if you're the Patriots. Smart. Because it's not going to cost you that much. You've got more than enough room to afford this. You could renegotiate with someone you already know for the future if it looks like it's going to work out. But it gets you another body for real football games. But for fantasy, it's devastating. It's a devastating trade. It's a terrible trade for fantasy that benefits no one. No one, at least on paper immediately. I'm sure there will be some kind of winner and loser eventually that gets established. But good luck trying to figure that out prior to it, you know? Like you'll go mad trying to figure that out. And you'll probably be wrong.
Yeah. I'd like him to go to the Cardinals. I think that'd be one spot that he could.
Not gonna.
I know.
Not gonna happen.
I know.
Not gonna happen.
I'm just saying that would be a good spot because theoretically need somebody.
I would like all kinds of things that aren't going to happen, Jason. I would like all kinds of things that we're not going to get. So like, I find it not really relevant to go through like the potential landing spots when this is largely being decided at this point. I mean, there doesn't really appear to be anyone else that's interested other than the Patriots. So like, you notice how like when the Kamara thing, it's like I had like 3 or 4 teams that appear to be making phone calls and are serious about this. With the Myers thing, it's like, no, it's pretty much the Patriots are interested. No one else seems to care. I don't think the Cardinals are interested in spending any more money on a team that we went through this. Actually, I went through this over the weekend, so I'll tell you about the Cardinals situation if you're interested. The Cardinals GM, coach, and Kyler Murray are all fully under contract for next season, and they have spent a tremendous amount of money on those three individuals specifically, and there's no way the Cardinals are going to get out from under that. They're not going to pay their current coach to not coach for them for all of the rest of this year and next year because the Cardinals don't have money like that. They're not going to fire their GM and pay him to not GM for them for the rest of this year and next year. And then they if they were to try to cut Kyler Murray next year, they will have a $53 million dead cap penalty, which they absolutely could not tolerate. So the Cardinals, this is the Cardinals for next year. What you're watching now is the Cardinals next season. So all these people that are like, oh, they need to blow it up. Not this year, not next year. After next season, after the conclusion of the 2026 season, the Cardinals have an out year on Kyler Murray, and they would be able to also fire their coach and fire the GM without having to pay out an additional year of their salary. So that's when this can change. That's when your life can change if you're a Cardinals fan. You got to endure the rest of this season and all of next season is what your life is.
Yikes.
My advice would be, I don't know, like IPL is getting pretty big. Like check out some cricket, maybe. You know, like
find a new team next 2 years.
The National Lacrosse League, you know, is something that you might want to look into. Sumo wrestling is great for gambling, especially because you don't really need to know much about it. It's like you could do all that. But the Cardinals are screwed. This is the Cardinals as it exists. And this group of people that has made so many interesting draft picks will be picking again going into next year. So that wasn't really trade related. It's more just a very sobering reality for the Arizona franchise.
Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome in. Now that we're done with the diatribe, we've got you all.
It wasn't really a diatribe. You'll know when it's a diatribe.
The Daniels both say evening. Welcome in. Appreciate it. Tamara coming in hot. Before I throw all my questions, just want to thank you for keeping me entertained, informed while we catch up on boring teacher stuff. Didn't know she was a teacher. That's interesting. Thank you so much for what you do for educating the youth while we keep you hopefully entertained for the entirety of that, because it's definitely a rough one.
Thank you for accepting your mission and good luck.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I couldn't do that job. I'd call someone a greasy homunculus on like the second day and get fired. That's how that would go. Once they looked up what homunculus meant, oh boy, would we be in trouble.
All right. But outside of that,
it's one of those words that sounds like a slur that isn't a slur, but is still really derogatory.
Yeah, you shouldn't be called. Never mind. Words
I didn't call anyone a homunculus directly.
Oh, okay.
I'm just stating that exists, and that if I was a teacher, I probably would finally lose my patience and call someone that, and then I'd get fired, which is why I'm not a teacher.
All right. Well, we actually have a couple questions. Bruce came in.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. You like the tight end questions. Laporta or Taylor? Wolf.
How dare you deign to tell me what I like and don't like? And
Braves?
God, I've got Laporta at like 7. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm playing Laporta. Yeah. I'm going down with the Laporta ship.
Yeah, especially in this game. I mean, it'd be more ideal if Buka plays, Evans plays. I think that really helps with the scoring, and Laporta actually gets more usage. But going to go with him anyway. He could end up higher, could end up a little lower. Just kind of depends on how that game ends up rolling. All right. Daniel Ward, have a PPR, 1 flex team. He's looking at upgrading his RB2. CMC, Dowdle, Warren, Sharp, and Benson. Or with Odunze, Amon-Ra, Waddle, DK, Godwin, Jennings, Downs, and out wide receiver. Was wondering what duo package you would package of them for a running back, and which running back. That's a big one. That's a long question. Sorry. Had to work through it.
Okay, this is going to take like the rest of the show to try and unpack.
I mean, not really. Just if we package two of them together, I'm likely going to be trying to ship off DK or Godwin with, I mean, ideally
no one's
Dowd.
going to give you anything for Godwin. Like, no one of sense is going to give you anything for Godwin, at least. Give me the names again. Run through it again.
Okay, running backs are CMC, Dowdle, Warren, Charbonnet, Benson. He has Odunze, Amon-Ra, Waddle, DK, Godwin, Jennings, Downs. So he's looking to package Dowdle, Warren, Rome, DK, or Waddle for an RB.
I agree with you. It would be DK is the one I'm looking to
I think
trade.
that's the one that's probably going to give you the most return.
Wait. Now hold on. Now we're getting told to halt. He says redo.
You don't get a redo. You get one shot. Then we move
Oh,
on.
well, okay. Well, when did that rule go into play? Okay. So we're just gonna rewrite like all these years of doing this. Like, okay, sure. No, sorry, Daniel. You don't get your question answered properly because Jason's decided that you got to type it correctly immediately beforehand.
You have to think about it. Coming in hot and sitting out.
No, the issue is I didn't see the way the question was originally written, but
yeah,
he's got it written.
I
need to be able to read it.
Yeah, it's not written the way I'd like, but it's fine.
You pick one running back and one wide receiver to trade.
Yeah.
He's got Dowdle, Warren, Rome, DK, Waddle.
Yeah.
And I would trade. Well, based on what I just said, Daniel, I'm going to try and trade Warren and DK. That would be the dream here. I would be fine getting out of the Steelers business here. That's going to be tricky because you're going to have to convince somebody to take both Steelers from you, right? That's the other side of that conversation.
Well, do you think?
But if I'm being asked, that's what I would prefer to get rid of.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were wanting to get rid of Dowdle or not because I don't know how that's going to shake out either.
Well, I'd be fine with getting rid of Dowdle, but the issue is going to be Dowdle only has value to a certain subset of people.
Maybe.
Namely the right. Okay, well, you tell me. Let's assume a universe where both Hubbard and Dowdle are healthy. What's the split?
I don't know. And that's kind of what you're pitching because at this point, he's played so well, you can't put it back in the box. I mean,
ever seen Carolina make decisions historically?
I know, but that's going to be the argument from most people is that you can't. He's played too well, and you can't just not use him. So at that point,
well, most people are chronically wrong. So,
based on the contracts,
I would say,
yes.
I would suggest, and this is also on the reporting that, according to their coaching staff, when they were asked this question by the media, the question I just asked, which is what's the split going to be when they're both healthy, the exact response was both will get their touches, which means nothing.
Yeah,
means absolutely nothing. Which is why we always tell people, do not listen to what coaches say. They have no incentive to tell you the truth.
Anything.
They will not tell you the truth. Why would I tell you the truth? Like, it does nothing to help anyone. Like, I'm here to win games. I'm not here to tell you what I'm going to do. So they'll lie to you, like, because it's their job to lie to you. So Dowdle, for this week, has a tremendous amount of value because I really don't think Hubbard's going to play this week, to be honest. They haven't officially said that, but he was limited.
He did? Yeah.
So
he's back at practice. It's a win.
He's back at practice. I don't know that they're going to run him out this week. I think they give him another week.
Like if they do, I doubt it's going to be more than 10 touches, 10 to 15 touches at
Handful.
most.
Yeah, you'll get a handful if you're lucky. And then that will cause everyone to wig out. So the question to me is, okay, well, what do you think you could get for Dowdle?
I mean, I
Like,
think you can
that's
aim
gonna
pretty
be-
high right now. That's
It's going to be completely dependent on who you're negotiating with.
Yeah.
If you're negotiating with someone who's not paying attention, you could probably get something pretty significant. But if you're negotiating with people that are paying attention, I don't think they're going to give you much, to be honest. I think you're looking for a very specific person with Dowdle that isn't paying attention and is just going to look at the last 2 games and is going to say, "Oh, great, they're using him now. He's their starter. Great, awesome." And then that's all that they know. So if you're negotiating with that person, cool. Otherwise, yeah. So what I would rather do is I would rather live with the reality of, look, I'm not trading Waddle. He's been too good, and the cavalry's not coming. That's just where they are for this season. So I'm going to ride it out with Waddle. I'm going to ride it until the wheels fall off. Same thing with Rome Odunze, right? I'm not trading Odunze. There's virtually, what would you even be able to give me that would be better than Odunze at this
Bijan.
point?
That's-
Like, yeah, I know he had
I don't care.
like-
Dude has been playing out of his mind. He played
my market for Odunze for what I would actually accept is incredibly narrow. So I'm probably not going to trade him.
Yeah.
I would be willing to trade Warren and DK and Dowdle. Those are the 3 players that I would even consider like tradable at this point. But what am I going to get for that? I mean, that's such a hard question because it requires me to look at your league, because I have to see who's available. Who in your league is going to be willing to do a 2-for-1 is what you're asking us. Because that's what you're literally asking me. You want to do a running back and a wide receiver to get something better, ostensibly. Okay. What that means is you're looking for someone in your league that is willing to do a 2-for-1. They have a star, but
Running
they
back.
need depth.
Yeah.
That's what you are looking for. You got to go find that person that is going to be willing to give you a star ace running back in exchange for 2 serviceable pieces that they can use. It's really hard for me to answer that question without being able to see your league. But like, I mean, you know the names. Like, I'd be willing to take CMC. I'd be willing to take Bijan. I'd be willing to take Taylor. I'd be willing to take Achane.
I'm like, do you think that's an
Kinda
overpay
it.
for like Judkins?
Yeah, candidly. Because Judkins, you're going to have to deal with. Judkins is the guy, but as you saw, when they start losing,
Okay.
Judkins just gets wrecked. And Daniel, you don't need to spend an extra $10. You've already spent a significant amount of money. Just use your store credit, sir. like you've already spent the money. But what do you think? Like, what do you want
I mean,
if you're going to do that?
like you said, it's kind of difficult because you are looking at somebody. You probably need something else coming back as well. So it would have to be a 2-for-2. And I just don't, where you're upgrading at running back, but downgrading at wide receiver.
Maybe. I mean, maybe there's something in his league where it's like, okay, let's look at every team. That's this exercise. This is how trading actually works, guys. You can't just ask like, oh, what about this? And it's like, yeah, sure. Like in a vacuum, sure, I can answer the question. But if you want to know like a real answer, then the way to do it is you have to sit down, get a cup of coffee, whatever you're going to drink. You got to sit there and you got to go through team, opponent by opponent. What do you have? What is available? If I want to do a 2-for-1, cool. But like, if the guy has, I'm just going to pick a name. If the guy has Achane, but has no other running backs, right?
Gonna be
Well, he's probably not going to want to do it. Probably not going to want to do a 2-for-1 to give up his only running back, right? Or their only running back. Forgive me. Same logic applies. You're looking for someone that has enough running back depth that they can give up. You're looking for someone that has really strong running backs and really weak wide receivers. That's what you're looking for. So it's hard to know what the exact answer to that's going to be, but I can give you the archetype without seeing it of what you want. You want someone that has extreme running backs and weak wide receivers, preferably someone that has a bad record. You're looking for someone that is like 2-4, right? That's the dream. Is someone that's 2-4. They have Genty, right? And then they have garbage wide receivers. That's what you want. Because then you could go to them and say, hey, I'll give you another replacement running back and I'll help you upgrade at wide receiver so you can try and get out of the hole that you're in. That's what you're trying to do. That's what this deal ultimately would be. Unless you're willing to do what Jason's talking about and trying to amend the deal to be a 2-for-2 or something like that.
Yeah, definitely makes it difficult because that's the only it makes it easier because then you're not having to drop somebody they aren't having to drop somebody that they might potentially need or is on bye or hurt or whatever to help their team, even though it might do so. But where'd he go? Did that, talked about that. Where is he at? A different team has JT, Javonte, Montgomery, Jones. Okay, that's JSN, Garrett Wilson, Pittman.
So, yeah, see, that's a good one because he just lost Wilson and he just lost Ridley. And he's literally staring down, okay, I'm down to JSN and Pittman. Coming off a bad week for Pittman.
And I'm fine paying.
And he's got enough running backs that he could do this. The only running back that he has that I want, by the way, is Taylor.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't want Javonte. Montgomery is too up and down. I know that there's the news reports from this week saying that from their coaching staff that they want to try and balance the running back touches. Again, I referenced my point from a second ago about I'm sure that they would love to do that. Are they going to? No one knows. So that's why I don't go by what they say. You got to go by what they actually do. So it's like, yeah, I'm sure Dan Campbell, as he said, would love to balance the running back touches between the two guys. That's the point of having both of them. But yeah, will they be able to do that? I don't know.
Do you think it's enough to get Taylor with those two?
No.
Okay, I didn't think
candidly.
So either, I was like,
Well, like that's kind of the framework of the deal. So you're talking about like, I would approach that guy before I send an offer because he's the league manager, which means that individual will probably respond if you DM him or text him or whatever. And I would just say like, look, I'm interested in Taylor. I'm willing to give you a running back and a wide receiver, and then like float an offer and say like, what does this do for you? Like, so that way you're having a conversation as opposed to just sending a trade offer randomly out of the blue. You know what I mean? Because that's probably just going to get declined. Like if I'm that guy and you send me, I'll give you DK and Warren for JT. I probably just decline that. And don't even tell you why I decline it. I just decline it. But if you approach me conversationally and say, hey, I've got this and this. I saw you're really weak at wide receiver. I want to upgrade at running back. We can start having a back and forth about it, and then maybe we can arrive at what would make sense. Also, because he might be willing to get involved in a 2-for-2 with you, but it opens a dialogue as opposed to just, here's this trade offer. Oh, why did that get declined? Like I see that people do that a lot, and it's like, in situations like this, it's probably better to talk to someone rather than just send them random stuff when you're trying to approach them about like the best player on their team, you know?
Yeah. float something out there for sure. You just don't want to send something blank. So be like, hey, conversation. I see that you lost these players.
2 wide receivers. You
Yeah,
lost 2 wide receivers.
I'm able to help, but
I have an extra one. Like, I would literally just say, like, I'm trying to upgrade at running back. Like, you can just admit it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be mad if you just admit what you're trying to do. Where people do get mad is when they feel like you're trying to bait and switch them, or talk to them like they're stupid, or pull the carpet out from under them or something like that. That's when you'll get accused of trying to fleece people. Ask me how I know. Like that's how that goes a lot of the time, and that's not conducive to you actually getting a deal done. And that guy's 4-1. He doesn't have to talk to you. Like, he's 4-1. He would be well within his rights to just ignore you, or to just say, like, yeah, I'm 4-1, dude. Sucks that I lost that, but I got games that I can give. Because realistically, all he has to do is get to 8-6. He has to win what? 4 of his last 8 games. You know what I mean? What's his schedule look like? And then what's your record, by the way, Daniel? You know what I mean? That's the other consideration here. So let's move on, because like I said, we could spend this whole show talking about that.
All right, Everhart's gonna start us off then. Do you guys think Terry plays? And if so, do you start him?
Yes. No.
Okay. I'm like, wait. Where are we going? Yes. Think he plays? Am I starting him this week? No, unfortunately. I gotta. It's an injury, man. It's something that
if
pops up so
if
easy.
Debo gets ruled out, then ask me again. If they actually rule out Debo, ask me again about that.
All right, Tamara thinking of dropping Ingram for either Fannin or Otten. Also has Warren, leaning to pick up Fannin, but hearing a lot about Otten.
You don't need either of them.
Yeah,
is the thing.
I'd be picking up Fannin, just because I think that's a long term.
Yeah, I mean, like, Fannin is definitely the long term. But if I needed a rental, like, Otten is a great rental.
Yeah, like he's 2-3 weeks.
2-3 weeks, because he was great last year when they got into this situation where everyone else got hurt. And so he had a great stretch throughout the middle of the season. But the problem is they don't want him to do that job. He can do that job for them as a receiver over the middle of the field, but they don't want him to do that. They want him to block because they desperately need someone to help augment their less than stellar offensive line. But when we get into this situation, just like we saw last year, when everybody gets hurt, they're going to throw it, and they're going to throw it to Otten. But the shelf life on Otten is only as long as they're all hurt. They being Evans, Godwin, and Egbuka. And I think you saw it, Jason, I'm sure, right? Egbuka's probably not going to play this week. In fact, it's almost certain that he's not going to play this week. I would be surprised if he even can get back for week 8. I don't think they're going to have Egbuka back until week 9 at the earliest, which, by the way, is about when I think they'll get Evans back, if we're being transparent about it.
Do you mean
they
Godwin?
Might...
They've been floating out that Evans is supposed to be potentially playing, so...
You won't like my thoughts on Godwin about the fact that I don't think Godwin. I think there's a real chance Godwin doesn't play again this season. Like, they just shut him down. So I wouldn't be surprised. Evans, I think that's unlikely. I think Evans will be back, but they keep saying it's going to be this week. It's going to be this week, and then it gets kicked out another week, and it's like, well, I'm tired of that narrative. So it's either
but they might actually
if he doesn't play,
because they have nobody else to throw to. But yeah,
I mean, they have proven over the years, man, that it doesn't matter. They'll play Sterling Shepard, they'll play Tez Johnson, they'll play Antonio Brown. If you recall that saga from years gone by, you know what I mean? Like, they'll go get bodies and just send them out there, and sometimes those bodies have value. But in the middle of that will be Otten, because he knows the system and he's been there. So, but Otten, what do you think? 2 week? I think he got 2 weeks of Otten.
Yeah, at least
realistically.
Well, so I guess
their bye is week 9.
Okay, I was like, it's probably till the bye. So, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think you're waiting. I think week 10, I think, is when you could start realistically expecting the Bucks to have their complement back. I think Egbuka will be back week 10. Evans should be ready to go week 10. And Godwin, if he's coming back in a way that makes sense, probably week 10. So you've got two games of Otten realistically. So that's why I'd say, to answer your question in a direct way, Fannon's the better long-term hold. But I think Otten is, for 2 weeks, blue light special. Great streamer for 2 weeks. And then, so given your situation where you already have Warren, I'd probably just pick up Fannin. Right? Like
that's kind of what I was leaning towards, especially with
like.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Njoku potentially out, which kind of leads us to the next question with Daniel. Njoku probably won't play. You also agree with that? You don't think Njoku's
Don't know enough yet.
Did not practice.
It's not
today.
looking good.
It's a
not
knee injury. Good. So that's always iffy. If he needs, wait till Ridley is out. So he has Ridley in his IR spot. Would you drop down Stevenson or Brian Robinson to pick up a different tight end? That one's tough. Because if he doesn't play, I'm probably going to end up dropping.
Do you have CMC?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he.
If you have CMC, then I'm gonna just wait on all of this. I'm not gonna do anything if I have CMC, and I'm just gonna wait because I'm not cutting downs. Even though the concussion is annoying, nothing you could do about it. It's like, it sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not cutting downs. I'm not cutting Stevenson, and I am not cutting Robinson if I am the CMC manager. If I am not the CMC manager, I'll cut Robinson right now. Cut him like without a second thought. I don't care. But
more likely, why don't you just cut Ridley?
You could cut Ridley,
but he's in his IR,
and definitely an option.
You have to hope that Njoku gets the out designation, so you could move him there. That's like the one thing. That's the only way that happens, is that you have to drop.
No, he doesn't have CMC, so I'm just going to cut Robinson and be done with it. I am just going to cut Robinson and be done with it, and I'm going to go waiver claim a tight end. Take your pick. I like Cade Otton. We'll do the wheel later, but Cade Otton, Mason Taylor, good choices.
Man, we're just sticking with the tight end questions. M. Gonzalez, am I correct in stating I should start Fannin over Waller?
That's close.
Yeah, I have to double check because I'm not sure.
I have Waller at 9. Okay, I hate to be this guy, but I have Waller at 9 and Fannin at 10. That's based on the idea that I've not seen Njoku get ruled out yet. So if we get to that point and Njoku is ruled out, it's going to be Fannin for me.
Yeah, if that's probably how it's going to end up going. It would be Fannin if Njoku's out, because the matchup is really good for them.
They play each other.
Yeah, that it works out really nicely. Yep. So thankfully,
give me the people not playing against the Browns defense. Like we'll play against the terrible Dolphins secondary. So I would start. I'm just waiting. I would just be waiting for final confirmation that Njoku's not playing, and then I'm all in.
All right, back to Daniel. Fannin, Ertz, Pitts, Ingram are available.
All good choices. Fannin's my preference.
Yeah, I agree. It's Fannin. Do you go Ertz or Ingram next?
Probably Ertz.
Yeah, McLaurin potentially coming back. That makes me a little more iffy.
Yeah, but Ingram. Yeah, I don't trust Ingram at all.
It's not so much.
I don't trust.
Either. It's that offense.
I don't trust the guy. I don't trust the guy that's trying to get into an argument with Sean Payton. Seen what happens to the people that try to argue with Sean Payton.
Yeah,
they get relegated to the shadow realm. I prefer Fannin. Look, Daniel, I prefer Fannin by a lot. Okay, over your other options here. I don't really want Engram. I don't really want Pitts, and Ertz would be my second choice, but it's not a close second.
Yeah, they're all kind of just a mess.
Get Fannin.
Yeah. All right, Trot B. Need one wide receiver and 2 flexes, so we're picking 3 pretty much. DK, Cortland Sutton, Diggs, Jordan Mason, Scattaboo. Scattaboo?
No, let's do the wide receiver first.
Well, it has to be DK. That matchup is.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, I guess it does have to be DK, doesn't it?
It's too good to not play DK.
No, I got DK at 15, so yeah. So it's okay. So you're starting DK and then 2 flexes. It's Scattaboo and Sutton.
Yeah, I'm going with the things that are somewhat consistent. Trust them a little more than I trust that uncertainty of Diggs. And
Diggs is the biggest. I'm not playing Jordan Mason. You couldn't. There's no realistic universe where I'm doing that. So it's either Sutton. You get to pick 2 between Sutton, Diggs, and Scattaboo. And I'm going to play Scattaboo because enjoy Scattaboo because he's going to be here for a good time, not a long time. The way that man plays football. And it's like watching Gronk, but less sentient. And then it's what? So you're talking about the 2 sides of the same coin with Sutton and Diggs, where it's like, could be good, could be horrible. No way to know.
Sutton at least plays more consistent snaps.
Yeah, I'd prefer. I'm going to play Sutton because in the 6 games, Sutton has had 4 really good games and 2 really bad games. And with Diggs, he's had
a roller coaster.
1, 2, 3. He's had 2 good games, 1 medium game, and 3 terrible games. So give me. Oh, and by the way, they might be adding Jacoby Myers, as we just got, which will then just end any relevance that has to fantasy. It's at that point, the Patriots are literally Drake May, Hunter Henry if you're desperate. Nothing else matters. It'll be maddening. It'll be like the Packers, but worse.
Maybe one running back gets hurt, and you'll be able to play one of them, but that's
maybe
long shot.
That's all theory. I'm talking about like as we would understand it, with everyone healthy. It would be May, Hunter Henry if you're desperate. No one else is startable. Like on a team that had on a 4-win team, by the way. Yeah. So that's the reality that you're looking at if that Myers trade goes through before the weekend. So that's not ideal.
All right. Yeah, but I think we agree on that one completely. So we'll move on to Daniel Everhart. PPR pick 2, Debo, Diggs, Worthy, Swift. Makes it somewhat interesting. Because I'm not sure. I definitely am playing Worthy. It's the rest of it that I'm iffy on. Because I think I like Swift. But do I like it more with Debo? I think Debo's more dependent on McLaurin.
Debo is also hurt.
Yeah.
And you saw that on Monday when he was not playing his usual complement of snaps because he's dealing with a lingering heel injury, which is the kind of thing that doesn't heal very well. You get it?
Woof.
Yeah.
That one was rough. Gave you 2 dog jokes.
I'm not here to impress. I'm not here to impress you. The reality is that I have Debo rated the highest. That's mostly because Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is.
But bad. Debo is the one that I'm the most scared of because if anything goes wrong, he's done for the day. So and he might not even play. Yeah. So I'd say if you're asking me this question today, I'm going to play Debo and Worthy. But let's wait until I won't make a final decision on that until Friday. And even then, it won't be a final decision. I'll make a final decision Sunday morning. I need to see if Debo is going to get ruled out. and then I'll play Worthy and Swift would be my next choice.
I agree.
Not expecting the massive Swift game from last week again, by the way, but
Well, they come off the bye and they do that. I'm a little more hopeful. They're gonna start using him in that sense.
he only played 56% of the snaps, Jason.
I understand.
It was the luckiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, but he does
If-
that all the
if-
time.
No, he doesn't.
He has random.
No,
lucky
he don't. He
games.
really doesn't. I've rostered Swift in Dynasty for his entire career in multiple leagues. He does it occasionally. The reality of rostering
Occasionally
Swift
every year.
is yeah, that's what I mean. But that's what occasionally means, jackass. Like it literally means on occasion, which would be annually, right? Like that's what that word literally means. The reality of rostering Swift is every other week this year where he puts up between 10 and 14. That's what that lived experience is actually like. Like that's where we're at here. So that's where we're at is yeah, I'm not expecting another massive game, but I would take it if that's my second choice. I would prefer Debo.
M. Gonzalez. What a heel. What a maroon.
It's because Gonzalez gets the show. He's been here long enough that he gets the show. He gets the terrible humor and the fact that you and I are here to bicker with each other.
That's how it works. All right, Travi coming back. I'm set at both wide receiver and running back. And I have a team that needs RB. They want Jordan Mason and are offering one of Flowers, Debo, and Woody Marks. Would that be an upgrade for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding? I would take that deal today. I'll take that deal
Do you
right
want
now.
Flowers or Debo?
I don't really care. To be honest, I'd probably prefer Debo.
I agree.
But I'll take either because Jordan this is the greatest deal for you ever. If this is real. Because Jordan Mason is a bag of sand. It's nothing. Like you're trading something in Mason that we're seeing the apex of his value right now, and the apex of his value is what? Averaging 12 points a week if you're lucky in full PPR.
Gotta hope he scores.
You're robbing this poor man. I would argue that Flowers or Debo by itself would cover this trade. I would be telling you to take this deal without the Woody Marks. He's just giving you Woody. He's just giving you Woody Marks for free. So I would turn this off and go run and smash that accept on that right now if that's a real deal that you can get done. Because you know this, Jason. You're a big Aaron Jones apologist. When is Aaron Jones coming back? You keep telling people that this is. I see it in the Discord that Aaron Jones is one of your
it's
acquisition targets.
It's a super cheap buy right now. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it works out. Because again, we don't know when it's going to happen, but he will be back, and it's going to be a split, and it's going to make it really ugly for Mason. But pass catching and having limited snaps has always been beneficial to Aaron Jones and his success because he's real explosive and doesn't need volume to do it. Like fewer snaps makes him a better player usually. So
I would prefer Debo for the record. So would Jason, but I would take Flowers if they're going to just give me Flowers and Woody Marks for that. Jason, you skipped, by the way, Tamara, I think. Addison, Wandale, Montgomery.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Why do you hate teachers?
They're too smart. You got to be scared of them.
So disrespectful.
Addison, Wandale, or Montgomery, PPR. It has to be Addison, right?
I would play Addison off that list.
Wandale's interesting.
He is.
But the other thing, do you think McCarthy is a starting QB this week, or do you think they're still going to hold him back another week?
It's too early to say. I need more practice reports.
I'm real nervous about it, man.
I can't tell what they're going to do with that yet. As I sit here right now, assuming that it's Carson Wentz, because that's what it's been, I tell you, I would play Addison. I'll rank them for you. How about this? Assuming Wentz plays, my
Addison.
ranking is Addison 1, Wandale 2, Montgomery 3. If we find out that it's McCarthy, my ranking becomes Wandale, Montgomery, Addison. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love that you immediately just crater him down because
He goes all the way to the bottom.
Yep,
He goes all the way to the bottom. I don't want any part of it.
terrifies me.
For all I know, he's going to get benched again for another coach's decision.
Yeah, and still be the most
So-
productive player in the game. Jeez,
Yeah.
that was annoying. Talk about
So,
somebody else who needs
Addison
to be
is like-
traded. Put him on a better team, please.
That's never going to happen.
I know,
I
jerks.
don't know why I would give up my cheap contract in Addison to anyone, but, you know.
All right. Frank Rod, pick 2. Trey, Henderson, Pollard, Dowdle, Charbonnet, Montgomery. Dowdle?
It's Dowdle, and it's
Charbonnet?
Dowdle until otherwise proven.
Till we see Hubbard full practice, all that good stuff.
I even with that, I'll probably roll Dowdle out for a week and get crushed potentially. Like with the because I just can't.
Yeah.
I think it's actually Pollard, isn't it? I mean, what's Pollard's matchup this week?
They play the Patriots.
Not how you type.
Not
It's
how you
gonna
type.
be.
Seattle
It's
plays
gonna
Texans.
be. I'm gonna play Dowdle and Montgomery. Is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to agree on Dowdle, but I'm going to play Charbonnet.
All right.
So
All of the rest of it is all ranked next to each other.
Yeah.
So my ranking is I have Dowdle at 10, and then I have Montgomery at 26. I have Pollard at 28. I have Henderson at 31, and I have Charbonnet at 32.
oh,
And that's early rankings. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I could move. But you see my point. They're within like 4 spots. Like
Yeah,
the rest of
it's
his
all close.
choices are all within 4 spots of each other. So it's Dowdle and then pick the other one you like. I would play Montgomery because I know what I'm getting. I'm getting a 10 in PPR if he doesn't score. And if he does score or the Lions get up early in this game because the Bucs defense isn't good, you could get a much better result. But that's kind of what you're looking at. You're looking at a 10 or like a 20 if he can score. And then if they get up big, you could get upside beyond that because we've seen that this year. But that's kind of what you're looking at. I agree with you that Charbonnet has like a certain level of upside, but if Charbonnet doesn't score, you've seen what that's like now.
Yeah.
When Charbonnet doesn't score. If he doesn't score, he doesn't even get close to the 10. He gets a 5 if you're lucky. And I'm not prepared for that. So it's like Dowdle, then Montgomery, because those are the two that I can predict largely what their usage is going to be. I can pretty much tell you what their reasonable range of outcomes is right here, right now, irrespective of anything else. Like that's whereas like Henderson could be anything, could even be a boat. Pollard is just an old guy on a not good team, and it's hurting his value.
Well, and now
And,
they're using Spears because they were losing all the time.
Yeah, and it's like,
Which
well, they
isn't
were
gonna
going to use,
change.
they wanted to use Spears anyway, but he was hurt.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not going to change. So it's like Pollard's got problems. Henderson has problems. Pollard has problems. And Charbonnet, you've seen what this is. If he vultures a touchdown, you get 12 to 15 points in PPR. If he doesn't, it's unacceptable. So Dowdle and Montgomery are the two that I can predict, and that's what I would go with.
All right. Move on. Go to Daniel Everhart. Pick 2, JCM, Pollard, Brown, Mason, Dowdle. Dowdle and JCM, right? Has to be.
Yeah, because of the matchup.
Yeah.
They've got I've got JCM at 12. Fantasy Pros, the standard ECR has him at 11.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's what it is right there. I'm just saying, like, RB1 for 1 week. Don't get used to it.
It's all because it's Dallas.
It's all because of Dallas. If they were playing Dallas every week, then that could be his ranking. But yeah, it's all down to that.
Yeah, I have him at 14, so it's a little, again, just how it is.
I could see that. I could maybe move a couple people ahead of him, but that Dallas defense is so historically terrible.
Yeah. You're welcome, Trotby. Happy to help. All right, Robert Blackburn. What's up, nerd? Neil, I have Pickens, QJ, and DK. Half PPR, worth trading DK to get BTJ.
Straight up,
That's what it looks like.
it's a hard trade to do.
It's a-
Straight up trades like that are tough. Like
yeah, I don't know.
within
man.
within the position. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
If
Like
it's a running back, I could see doing something similar, but that's
if they were willing to do that, I would do it. Just
I
based
actually-
on the idea that I've been saying all year that
BTJ.
people are overreacting to BTJ and that like better days are ahead.
Nice.
And we're starting to see that.
Only took Brenton Strange injury to
I don't
make
care
them.
how it happened.
I know. Make them
not
realize that
relevant
they need to
how
throw
it
it to the
occurred.
guy more. But
Now I would tell you that if you're going to do that, you need to be aware that BTJ's bye is in week 8. And
just a
DK
week
has
away.
already had his bye. So I would do it because for rest of season I have DK at wide receiver 22 and I have Brian Thomas at wide receiver 15. So if someone was willing to do that deal with me, I would do it. But you have to be cognizant of the idea that in a week you're not going to have BTJ and you already ate the bye. If that guy is willing to just give you Chase Brown, if you're talking about the deal is Pickens and Quentin Johnson, I'm sorry, let me do this again. If the deal is DK and Quentin Johnson to get Chase Brown and Brian Thomas Jr., I pass. I'm passing on that all day long. If I can get DK for BTJ straight up, I'll take BTJ. And I'll deal with the fact that I have a bye situation. But I don't know what you mean by I might be able to get Chase Brown with Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
If-
I think
if
he's
you're
talking
telling
about
me
that's a sweetener for him since
If
BTJ
you're telling
has been
me that-
worse. Then
If you're telling me that that's the universe that you can get BTJ and Chase Brown for DK, I'll take that deal right now. I would take that deal immediately. Why wouldn't you? That's like free stuff. Because then I'll go trade Chase Brown to get something else. You know what I mean? Like if you're just gonna give me free things, that's just free real estate, baby. Like I could go trade Chase Brown to a team that is absolutely screwed at running back and get something decent.
Yeah.
You know? Like I could do that right now. Or I could hold on to it and see what I get. Would you do that? Would you do any of those deals, Jason? I could tell you. I told you that.
I'd
I mean, I don't see how anyone's going to do that, but I've been surprised before.
I think, yeah, it's difficult because I think DK holds more value currently when it comes to the fantasy market, but that's why I'm like, if you can get Chase Brown with it, that's kind of just enough for me to be pushed in the right direction. But for straight up, man, that's tough.
I would
You
take it
definitely
straight
feel like
up,
you're
or
losing.
I would take it straight up because I think when we get to the end of the year that we will revisit this conversation and I'll be like, man, remember when people were like BTJ sucks and he finishes as the wide receiver like 8?
Yeah, and he hasn't
overall.
been bad. He's still seeing so much volume.
Yeah, it's all going the right direction. Like it's all starting to go the right direction here. I think they're coming to their bye at the right time. I'm expecting a big second half for them. So I would do it. But it's not for the faint of heart.
Daniel Ward's upset. Yeah. Hearing Neil
Look,
trash
you want me to
Mason after
you want me to
trading
defend
CeeDee
that?
Lamb.
You want me to defend
Oh,
that
no.
for you? I'll
I
defend it right
understand
here,
it
right now.
completely. I like getting Rice. I think
Your team is Garbo,
but...
Daniel. That's why you paid us to look at it. Okay, you're 1-5, sir. That team was 1-5. You do not have the luxury of waiting to see if CeeDee Lamb's going to play and win you out the rest of the year. You need bodies that can deliver results now. Like that has that
Yeah, and having Trey
that has
Tucker isn't
nothing to
something to
do.
brag about either. I'm not.
Yeah,
That's
Tucker
not an
is
offense I want
also
any.
Garbo. Tucker is not good. Like, sir, you are not in a position you are not in a position to be picky. You are 1-5. Yes, it's annoying that your entire team got hurt around you. It is not your fault that occurred. It's not like you purposely went around and smashed CeeDee Lamb's ankle like Tanya Harding style. That didn't happen here. But that's the reality that you're in, is that everyone on your team got hurt, and you approached us about how can I fix this? And it became very apparent that the only way you're going to fix that is by trading players that are hurt that have residual value to get players that you can play now. Because if you lose one more game, you are about to lose entirely and have no shot at the playoffs. And at what point? And then what good is healthy
Well,
CeeDee Lamb to you?
That and the fact that
Like,
I also agree with his. He says I refuse to play Carter and Henderson at RB2. Which, yes, that makes sense for you to get Mason because while the split is worse, the opportunity's there. So I'm fine with the trade.
oh, I should have kept reading.
I love that you you just immediately start going off of Neil, rein it back in. So with that, Robert Blackburn, how did the butcher introduce his wife? Meet Patty.
It's a good one.
Always,
good one. I like it.
Always a crowd pleaser.
I like it. That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. Daniel Everhart, have Slayton on IR. Questionable. Would you keep or cut him if you rostered Wandale?
I would pick one, and I would probably prefer Wandale.
Yeah.
I don't want both. You want to be making that decision every week?
No.
You want to be thinking about that?
I'm probably rolling Wandale and hoping for the best.
Yep. I'm going to roll with the devil I know and probably just cut Slayton. And, yeah. I guess you could tell us what your other options would be, but I'm not super thrilled about having to make that decision on a weekly basis. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not ideal.
How the hell are you going to figure that out? You know what no one knows. Cuz you don't want to know, cuz I'll tell you why no one knows. Cuz the Giants don't know. So, if the Giants don't know who they're going to go to, you know what I mean? Like, how the hell are we going to know? Like, on a weekly basis.
Dart doesn't know. All right. Going back to Tamara. Pick 2, Shaheed, Pollard, Wandale, and it's PPR. She's looking for upside because it's super flex and she doesn't have another playable quarterback. It has to be Shaheed and Wandale, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, your upside, those are the two you're going with.
Yeah, if you want real upside, then those are your two choices. Don't Pollard and upside are not this year. That was last year. Unfortunately, it seems like Father Time is getting ready to put Tony Pollard out to pasture here soon, officially.
Yeah, the injury isn't super. That's definitely not helping a lot of those situations.
Well, then, like, they just fired their coach, so this is going to go one of two ways. They're either going to get blasted horribly and lose by 40, or they're going to win that game. You know this. You know this, Jason.
And it's usually winning that ends up happening too.
The post-coach firing random game that they win and then go right back into tank.
Yeah. They get that
being
hope
terrible
for a second, and they're like, "Oh, we can do this ourselves. We don't need nobody." And yeah, kind of shows why you do.
The problem is that Pollard is going the wrong way. he had 10 carries last week, and Spears was more effective. So Spears was averaging 6.2 yards per carry. That's insane. That's not sustainable, by the way. That's because he had less than 10 carries. But it's not good when Tony Pollard only played 40% of the snaps last week, and then Spears played half of the snaps. Okay. So Pollard plays 40%. This is like a fun word problem, right? I feel like I'm back in grade. Tamara will appreciate this because it's like a word problem that I would give to kids. Tony Pollard plays 40% of the snaps. Tajay Spears plays less than 40% of the snaps. He plays half of 40% of the snaps and doubles the efficiency rating of Tony Pollard. What was Tony Pollard's efficiency rating? You know what I mean? Like that's what we're doing here. That's what that turns into. I just made myself go cross-eyed, by the way, trying to figure that out in real time. But Tony Pollard only had 10 carries, and he was averaging under 3.5 yards per attempt. That's just not good enough. Like, it's not good enough. Not on a team that's going to be playing from behind in just about every game that they're in. And I say that, watch them beat the Patriots this weekend. Watch it happen. Watch them beat the Patriots.
It's going to be so frustrating.
It's going to be incredibly frustrating. Like, watch them win this. Now, and what's funny is they could win it with Tony Pollard, or they could win it without Tony Pollard. I don't know. What I find more interesting is, Jason, did you see who the Titans tapped to be their interim head coach?
I did not. Oh, wait, no. Is it McCoy?
It's McCoy.
Woof. God, I hate that.
Welcome back, buddy. I know how much you love Mike McCoy. I know how much Mike McCoy is like your favorite NFL person ever.
Uh-huh.
So I know how excited you must be that Mike McCoy is head coaching again in the NFL.
That could just disappear if possible. That'd be great.
Yeah. What also, like, what did we complain about for years with Mike McCoy?
What, always running the ball?
Yeah. So it's like he would always run the ball, but like,
God.
but would he ever commit? Yeah. Would he ever commit to use it? No. He'll just battering ram whoever. So this could be, there's no, like, you'd love to live in a world where it would be as simple as saying Mike McCoy historically likes to run the ball. Will Mike McCoy run the ball this weekend?
Yes.
Sure, probably. With who? Oh.
Julius Chestnut.
You would like to assume that it's Tony Pollard, but I don't know. Like, Mike McCoy famously will not commit to a person. Like, it's kind of his deal is to be the running back by committee guy. How the hell do I know what he's going to do? No one does. You know, again, he doesn't know what he's going to do. So it's like he'll say like, "Oh, we're going to go with the hot hand in the game." And I'm like, "Mike, how the hell do you figure out who the hot hand was at the start of the game?" Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't understand your thought process, sir. So,
whoever looks better in warm-ups.
temper your expectations. But I do have this sick feeling that, like, they might win that game. And I wouldn't bet on it. Like, I wouldn't put money on it. But if they won that game, I would not be surprised. I'll just be disgusted. Same as Jason. Jason will be disgusted as well. Because it means good things will have happened to Mike McCoy. And Jason, the scar, the Chargers-shaped Harry Potter-looking copyright infringement scar that Jason carries from that man is
just
pretty significant.
Ruining people for no reason. No rhyme or reason at all for it. I don't like it. Ugh.
At least he's not coaching your team anymore.
Yeah, thank God.
And you can't really ruin the Titans any more than has already been ruined.
Yeah, they've gone quite a bit downhill.
I genuinely think I could do a better job running the Titans. I'm not even kidding. Like, I genuinely think that I could run the Titans better than they've been run over the last 5 years. Ever since the beginning of the end was the Treylon Burks draft pick / AJ Brown trade. That was the beginning of the end. It's all been downhill from there. And at this point, I genuinely believe that I could run the Titans better than they're currently being run. Who fires a coach 6 games in because they're not seeing the development for their rookie quarterback.
And his
Are
second
you?
year,
He's played 6 games. What do you want? Are you mad or are you mental? Like, what are you doing? Like, no one of sense makes decisions in this manner. Like, okay, if we were in like week 12 or something and you want to pull the plug, yeah, okay. But at a certain point, it's going to start screwing with your ability to like hiring people, right?
well, they're
Because
already
if
at
I'm
that
in a
point. It's now a
yeah,
pattern.
like who wants this job? Like, it's the only people that would want this job are people that are like Vic Fangio from years gone by, right? Where he's just old and like he wants his
I want my
opportunity to
paycheck.
be yeah, I want my shot. You know what I mean? I want my paycheck, but I also want my shot. Because I've been a career assistant and like a DC,
Yeah.
and I want my shot before it's time for me to hang it up. So maybe someone like that, but no serious like long-term coaching candidate with prospects is going to take this on. You're going to be looking at like outsiders and retreads moving forward. Maybe Mark Trestman will be interested. Like no one's going to want this, especially when, and it looks really bad when you fire Vrabel, and now Vrabel is 4-2 with a different team that is willing to get out of his way and just stop meddling and let him just do it. Like, because the Patriots have already said, like, no, it's Vrabel, and we are familiar with his. Obviously, we're familiar with the man's body of work. A lot of it was here, so we're just confident that he can just do this, and we're just going to get out of his way. We'll just get the personnel here, and we trust that he can figure out what to do with the personnel. And if he has specific requests, then we'll do our best to meet them. Gee, it's almost like it matters having a supportive boss in the workplace. You know what I mean? Like it does matter having quality leadership and having people that'll have your back in the world. So that's where we're at here is yeah, like God.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's the one who brought us Ryan Matthews and Melvin Gordon and Wolf. Golly.
Oh, Mike Vrabel's not perfect, but he's able to like set up a team in such a way that it will win 50% of its games. You know what I mean? And he usually has a good defense. It's not perfect, but
Something.
it's better than where Tennessee is right now.
Yeah.
Tennessee couldn't win half its games. Like,
yeah. All right. Well, this is a fun one. Daniel Eberhardt coming in. Gabriel or Flacco this week and rest of the season? Yeah, that's how interested you are in this one.
Pass. Pick better players.
It's probably going to be Gabriel.
I have Flacco at 30 this week, and I have Gabriel at 32.
Oh,
so
the disrespect. That matchup's so juicy.
Gabriel isn't good.
I know, but it's the Dolphins.
It doesn't matter.
It kind of matters.
I'm not happy with Gabriel and his career high 16 fantasy points 2 weeks ago. I'll take my chances with the elite old man dragon. Is he elite?
Against the Steelers.
No. Yep. The only thing that matters relatively with this is that it's a Thursday night game, which you don't like generally. Now, rest of season, I think, is a more interesting question. See, that's where I will give it to Gabriel. ROS.
I go both. I still think it's Gabriel for both of these. Mostly because Steelers looked decent last week. It surprised me. I know it's coming off a bye, but
coming off a bye against weak competition. I told you weeks ago. No, but I told you weeks ago that like the Steelers are going to win the division.
I know.
That trash Steelers team is going to win the division and probably get pantsed in the playoffs by having to play a real team for the first time in forever. But that division is so bad right now, with the Ravens being completely decimated with injuries, that at this point, yeah, the Steelers are probably going to win the division.
Yeah, that's rough. All right. Well, Tamra, Dobbs, Golden, or Marks? Wolf.
Dobbs.
Probably.
Don't like it, but
golly, I don't like that. Seattle's been good against the run.
it's Dobbs, and I stand by it.
Because it's the Cardinals, who have nothing right now. Yeah.
Yep. That's largely it.
Yep. And he can score 3 touchdowns.
Marks is way too inconsistent to trust.
It needs more touches. All right.
Needs to be on a better team.
All right. M. Gonzalez, what RBs, if any, could I get for Fannin or Waller? He wants 10, 12 points because Walker's killing him.
Oh boy, buddy, getting a 10 to 12 point RB is a very expensive business, because I don't know if you've noticed, but RB is trash. So let's go through RB real quick.
I'm going to the bottom first. So Mason right now is at 60.7. Well, I guess I could go by points per game. That'd probably be easier, or average. That probably makes it a little higher. So Tony Pollard.
It's average. Yeah, it's average.
JCM.
My point to you is that there's 30 running backs weekly. There's 30 running backs weekly that might matter, and of them, very few of them average that level.
Jordan Mason.
That's literally where I was headed. Actually,
I know.
And that's borrowed
after all that hate, he's gonna come back to Jordan Mason. I'm kidding.
Because he's the poster child of mediocrity. Like, that's what it is. It's not my fault that's the way the fantasy season works this year, is that Mason, by virtue of the Jones injury, averages 10 to 12 points a week. But it's the most mediocre, vanilla, like, bucket of wallpaper paste. Like, and then the problem with that is it's not going to stay that way when Jones comes back, because he's going to be sharing that job again. So I was going to say,
maybe it gets better.
How would it get better? By adding Jones.
Because it's not taking as many touches. He's able to just kind of relax, and they're more on the defenses are more on their toes. Maybe.
I don't know about that.
I'm hoping. Maybe.
I'm not buying what you're selling here, Sailor. But it's tough, because you're talking about, like, looking for reliable 10 to 12 points a week for a tight end.
Jones. Go to the other side of that coin.
Not a bad idea, I guess. I don't know if that's going to get you dependable. That's not dependable 10 to 12, though.
PPR. The one game he played, he had 15.
This is why
I know.
This is why we don't have you do the trade content.
Yes, of course, I hate trading.
Trading is like, what do the people want, Jason? It's what they're here for. They want their trade questions. They want the trade questions, and they want the wheel. Okay, they've been adamant about these topics that's what they want.
Well, M. Gonzalez comes here for the jokes. Mike McCoy, the crowd goes mild.
But he comes here to make better jokes than us. Okay, that's because he needs a different hobby. Like, he's funnier. He's funnier than we are, and it's aggravating.
To be fair, he gets more time to think about it. We had to do it on the spot. I don't think my jokes ahead of time. Just gotta go with it. That actually involved thinking. No, hard pass.
Let me see here. If we do rest of season rankings, right, for running back, The only thing that I could see that would be like you're looking for reliable 10 to 12 points and you want to give up a tight end to do it. Okay. Let me flip your question. Who in your league needs a tight end? Is how you do this deal. You pull up all the rosters, go through them one at a time, and you figure out who needs tight end help in my league. These people. What running backs do they have? And they need to have at least 3 running backs, more than likely. They need to have someone that's available. Your relative options are going to be Chase Brown, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Jalen Warren, Kamara, Mason, maybe Dobbins. You're hoping for a bad week from Bill.
Not this week.
Anything above that. See, because you're looking for a Walker replacement. So let me position this to you a different way.
You should put them both.
What if
together
I take Walker and one of the tight ends?
and staple it?
Because now we're talking. Because now we can go up a level, and I can start looking at things like Kyron Williams or Saquon, even, who's been struggling. Or that deal probably doesn't get done, by the way, but it's not unrealistic. Kyron Williams is who I would have circled right there because there are a lot of people that are afraid of Kyron Williams because they keep thinking that Blake Corum is going to like take his job. And I'm like, well, I will believe it when Blake Corum actually starts doing that. Hasn't happened yet. I would love to get Breece Hall for that price. If I could get Breece Hall for Kenneth Walker and Fannin or Waller, done. Sign me up. I am in. I am in like sin, baby. But you see how your options get so much better when we can get rid of both. So it's like, give me Breece Hall or Kyron or no one's going to give you Scadaboo. He's been playing too well. Third choice would be Judkins. I would consider Judkins. That might be an overpay. But
I'm kind of okay with it.
It gets you out of the Kenneth Walker business if that's really what the business you want to get out of.
Yeah.
But my point is that if you just want to try and trade a tight end, you're looking at like you'd be lucky to get Chase Brown. Like that's the relative level we're looking at here. You're looking at things like Zach Charbonnet,
Kamara,
Woody Marks, RJ Harvey, Pollard, Brown. I'd say your best case, would be Montgomery or Swift. But that presupposes that the teams that are rostering those 2 players aren't using them. And I got to tell you, in most leagues, the people that are rostering Swift and Montgomery are probably using them at this point. So it's really hard at this point to trade like a low-end tight end 1 for a 10 to 12 point running back because there aren't very many 10 to 12 point running backs that are consistent. There are running backs that can get you 10 to 12 points, but there aren't very many that are going to do it consistently. Swift is a good one. Swift would be a good target, but I would not trade Walker and a tight end to get Swift, though. I would trade the tight end and something else maybe to get Swift. But you're talking about like Swift and Montgomery are your 10 to 12 point guys that are largely available. Maybe Warren. But you're looking at like RB, that's like RB 24, 25, 26, like rest of season. And so yeah, it's Warren, it's Montgomery, it's Swift. And if you're feeling risky, it's Chase Brown. It's kind of what you're looking at for just the tight end. So I would probably look at like, if I want to be done with Walker anyway, give me Walker and give me a tight end, and let's go see if we can solve our problem in a more real way.
All right, I'm going to read it, and then I'm immediately going to give you my answer. Tamara has a trade proposal. She got offered Rice, Hurts, and Hawkinson for Lamb, Nix, and Hubbard. I'm gonna say no. Don't even have to read the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm passing.
The idea is right, but
But unless you're screwed and you're 1-5,
yeah,
I'm
even
not
then, I
taking
don't-
this deal. I don't want to deal with the Hurts thing. He hasn't
Nope.
been bad.
He's just
It's
frustrating.
blah. He's been meh this
And
year.
I don't want Hawkinson.
I don't want Hawkinson at all, and I don't want to give up Hubbard for the privilege.
Well, yeah,
So, like,
especially
in
since
reality-
you have Dowdle already. You'd have to trade them both.
Yeah, the way this deal works is you get worse at wide receiver to get better at quarterback, but then I have to give up a running back to take on Hawkinson. No, I'm not doing this deal. I'm not doing that deal.
Yeah. Can't get on board with it. Absolutely not. That is rude. Block the person
not-
and move on. No, I'm
Not
kidding.
rude, but it's
I feel like
it's
it
not.
is.
I've seen worse
I know. but-
trades than this, but I certainly would not take it.
Yeah, they're trying. They're just moving the wrong direction for you because you don't want Hawkinson. I mean, you kind of have the same 3 quarterbacks anyway there. And it's just such a downgrade from Lamb. Okay. Go back to the Daniels. Pick one. Wandale, Tucker, Shepard, Kirk, Franklin.
This
or
is
D. Moore.
super easy. This is like way easy. You're overthinking this.
Yeah.
It's Terry McLaurin if he plays, and if he doesn't play, you play Wandale. That's
Yeah.
it. We don't. Need
I
to
might just
think
play
harder.
Robinson either way because I'm.
We don't need you. You don't. You're way overthinking this, Daniel. Like, just go with that.
All right, Daniel Jones or Rodgers?
Jones.
Actually, this week it might be Rodgers. I have to double check
Mm,
because it's a pretty solid matchup for him. Let me double
I would go ahead and just cut Rodgers.
who do I have higher? Nope, I still have Jones higher. Yeah, so definitely Jones. I just been so used to saying Jones that I didn't even think about it. But
I actually looked, and I'm not. Even though it's still a Thursday. Good matchup, still a Thursday.
all right, drop one in PPR. Davis, Tootin, Coker.
Is Davis still hurt?
I
Isn't Davis like
mean,
on IR?
no, I don't think so. No, he's.
Oh no.
active.
I'm
I'd say
thinking of
Davis.
I'm
Not.
thinking of that other guy that they have.
Oh,
Oh,
Isaiah
gross.
Davis.
Yeah, we can.
Sorry,
Yeah,
from
we
Jets.
can. You can just cut Isaiah Davis.
Then Cup, Marks, DJ Moore, Pearsall, Booty, or Reynolds. Marks? It's like the only thing consistent on there.
No, I don't want to play Marks though. And Marks is not consistent. I don't know what you're smoking over there.
Well, have you-
but I want.
Compared to the rest
I
of these
want-
people, Pearsall's
I
probably
want
not playing.
some.
Booty's no. Reynolds is injured.
Woody Marks has a
DJ
30-point game and hasn't broken 5 fantasy points the rest of the season.
Has the rest of these players?
I gotta imagine. I could go through it one at a time. I just know the Woody Marks one because I'm getting tired of answering Woody Marks questions all week when they're doing that thing that people do every year where they see one big game and then I have to answer that question for the remainder of my life. And it's like it just gets tiring where it's like, I don't know, man. Like they're not gonna give Woody Marks the full job. It seems like not unless Nick Chubb gets hurt.
Not trusting DJ Moore. That's hard pass.
Not playing DJ Moore. That's a hard pass. He just got released from the hospital where
Booty's
he
the
had to
same
stay
thing.
after the last game.
You can't.
Cup,
There's nothing.
Cup is like he's had one good game and then the rest is trash.
Reynolds is hurt. Like
Pearsall has barely played and is questionable. He did not. Pearsall did not practice on Wednesday. That's not looking good. When is their bye? Oh God, it's
Not-
week 14.
yeah, I'm like,
oh
it's-
God.
It's double digits,
Oh
baby.
my God, it's literally the last bye. It's week 14. All right. Well, that ain't getting better anytime soon.
Kittle's coming
got
back.
half. You say that, but they haven't
I know.
committed to that idea. Well,
Is it going to be more? Kind of has to be more, right? It's like I mean, Cup has outscored him, but Moore is at least somewhat getting the same numbers every week.
is
But
he
it's
talking about
injured.
Josh Reynolds? You think he's talking about Josh Reynolds?
Yeah. Reynolds is
The only
dealing
Reynolds
with
I'm
injury, though.
aware of. Yeah. Well, he's also terrible.
But
So
is potentially going to be the only wide receiver for the Jets. He also
they
did
don't
not
need wide
practice today,
receivers.
though. Like
Yeah, they don't need wide
all these
receivers.
players didn't practice with the exception of Cup and Booty.
Yeah, this decision might get made for you, except for Marks. Marks practiced.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Marks rated for what it's worth. I have Marks rated the highest in my flex rankings. Now that is not saying much, Daniel.
That's also because
That
a
is
lot of these people are
not.
beat
That
up.
is not. That is not what you're hoping for. I would say the choices are, realistically speaking, here. It's DJ Moore or Woody Marks, dependent upon if DJ Moore is going to play. So, as we sit here today on a Wednesday, off that list, I'll play Woody Marks. My expectations are not high.
Yeah.
But Cup is like maybe would be my third choice.
Yep.
Because I really don't think Pearsall is going to play.
I agree.
Man, all those people are questionable for real. Like except for Marks and Cup.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Go.
All right.
Yeah.
Then you get to pick a D. Colts, Pats, Panthers, Vikings, Seattle. I actually have to switch to my defensive rankings, which tell me to play Patriots because they play the Titans. But we just went over how dangerous that is after a head coach being fired. The next one I have is actually Seattle.
Okay, well, we're not playing the Colts.
I mean, you could probably play the Colts, but I'd rather not.
No, I'm playing I'm just gonna play the Patriots. It's that simple. I'm really not that scared of it. Famous last words. I have
every time.
It's not every time. That's the problem. Is that it's just one of those things that feels like it's every time. It's actually
every time I say it,
time.
it just burns me.
But I have the Patriots at 2 overall, so there's no way you're going to talk me off that.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to go through all of his questions, or you want to jump around?
I don't know. You tell me.
All right. Let's go to Glitchy next. Pick a quarterback for Glitchy. Baker or Stafford or Fields?
Baker.
Okay. Running back. White or Scattaboo?
Oh, that's a good question. White. That's a good question, though.
Yeah. 2 wide receivers or second one? Did we discuss this? Is it 2 wide?
2 wider. It's 2.
Okay, want to make sure.
2.
Robinson, Addison, Flowers, Allen, Evans. First 2. Wandale and Addison.
Dependent upon the quarterback. Yeah, it's going to be the first 2.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. With JJ potentially. Well, we'll see how that goes.
For today, it'd be the first 2.
Tight end, Bowers or Waller? Well, Waller.
That decision will be made for you.
And then 2 flexes of the people we didn't choose.
Flowers.
Allen, Scattaboo?
No, we picked Scattaboo.
No, we picked White.
Oh, it's 1 RB. Okay, it's Scattaboo then. It's Scattaboo and then
Flowers.
it's
Allen.
Scattaboo and then Flowers.
Okay, yeah.
Scattaboo and Flowers. If you want to play Scattaboo and Allen, that's fine too. Evans isn't playing, so.
All right, then Steelers, Chiefs, Browns for defense.
I have the Chiefs at 3.
I don't
So.
remember. Yep.
I don't even need to
Chiefs.
look. It's like I have the Chiefs at 3. The Raiders are not good.
Gino's really been
They
turning
gave
that
up
ball over.
the as bad as they are, the Raiders defense got 6 sacks last week against the Titans, which is part of why it's like anybody against the Titans, because the Raiders defense is not good and they managed 6 sacks against them. That's the other reason where it's like even if the Patriots lose the game, if they get 6 sacks, it's probably pretty good. You know what I mean? Like you're still probably going to come out ahead on that defensive start.
All right. Back to Daniel. Pick 4. Allen, Smith, Judy, Downs, Evans, McLaurin, Pearsall, Gainwell, Goddard.
Well, Downs probably isn't playing.
Yep. I think it has to be Judy.
I'm gonna pick players that are playing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Allen.
Judy.
I'm not playing Judy. You can play Judy if you want.
Playing Judy. Judy, Smith, Allen, Goddard.
Judy has done excuse me. Judy has done exactly dick all season. Like I am not rolling Judy out there. It'll be Allen for me. It's Keenan Allen, Goddard, which is gross, but that's where life is right now.
Most consistent.
McLaurin if he McLaurin if he plays, and then probably Devonta Smith. As ugly as that is.
Yeah, I'm really doubtful on McLaurin, and even if he does, I don't think I can. So I'm going to go Judy for that reason. So Allen, Smith, Judy, Gainwell, or Goddard, not Gainwell. I'm not playing Gainwell. So, and then PPR: Haskins, Pirine, or Scott. Wolf.
Haskins, I guess.
I think I'm actually going to go Pirine because he split it. Mayer or Otten? Otten.
Yeah, Otten, not close.
Then running back, wide receiver, flex. Dowdle, Warren, DK, Waddle, Romadunze. Got it. Dowdle, Waddle, Odunze?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's close because I've got Waddle and DK right next to each other.
Yeah. But again, Thursday night game.
Yeah. And I've got Odunze at 7, so you got to play Odunze.
All right. Daniel Everhart, Dowdle, Bourne, Kirk, Pacheco. Pick one. PPR.
Okay, you can cut Pacheco. Dowdle.
He looked good this past week. What are you talking about?
He looked
I know.
competent. He looked competent. It's amazing what he could do when they give him like 3/4 of the job. And then at the end, Hunt was still outgaining him, which I found incredibly funny.
I still think I have to go Bourne here. I guess that also becomes quarterback dependent. If Jones is the quarterback, I'm going to go Bourne. Otherwise, it's Dowdle.
I can't sit Dowdle.
Bourne's been.
We might as well take advantage of our crazy Dowdle crap while we can get it, you know? The ultimate dream with Dowdle, I still believe, is he puts up one more 30-point game and I can fleece someone into giving me like a real player.
Oh, Bourne, just the past 2 games, 24.2 and 19.2.
Not 30.
I know.
Not back-to-back 30s.
To be fair, the teams he played were very different compared to what the 49ers have played.
Yeah, but like Dowdle.
Really good matchups, dude.
Still playing the terrible Jets. Like it doesn't matter. He gets the best. He gets like 2 amazing matchups, and then he gets to play a team that's literally like, if there was relegation in the NFL, the Jets would be being relegated.
Only team without a win. They almost pulled it off this week, though.
Deservedly so, because they look terrible. I've seen way too many Jets games this year, and they look just dreadful.
All right. Jeff Warren, what's good, fellas? 2 questions. Both PPR. Genty or Warren? Genty.
Genty, yeah.
Pittman, Addison, or Worthy? Oh, that's a question.
That is a good question. I got Pittman at
Dang it.
22. I got Worthy at 21. And then we get into, I tell you what, I'll make your life easy. I'm just going to play Worthy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
That way you don't have to worry about any of that other crap-a-rama. Just play Worthy and just lock it in and be done. Don't have to think about it anymore.
All right, another one of Daniels. 1 RB, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Judkins, Rashad White, Dobbins, Walker, Rice, BTJ, Henry, Hawk, or Meyer. Otten. Golly. Okay,
The hell?
the tight end's going to be Otten. Then we need a running back and a flex. Has to be White for running back.
You're like breaking my brain by doing it that way, but okay, yeah. I'm fine if you want to play Otten as the tight end. Cool, I'm good with that.
Well, I don't like the other options nearly as much.
No, I'm fine with that. Like that's all good. Like we go with Otten because you get your rental usage while you can, and I don't want to play Henry, Hawk, or Meyer anyway.
Yeah.
What running back are you
White.
picking? Because I think for me it's White.
Yeah.
Like White is the easy choice there.
Yep. And then flex becomes, I think, you're going to go Rice, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Rice. Well, I say that. Give me 1 second here.
It's either Rice or BTJ.
Yeah, that's the question. No, it's Rice.
And Daniel
It's
gave you
PPR.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's PPR.
Daniel gave you kudos for the Mark Trestman pool.
Oh, I got so many freaking old coach names like that. My God, like, Canadian coaching legend Mark Trestman, and Chicago pariah. He can never go back to the state of Illinois, but he is a legend in Canada. You don't win that many Grey Cups and not be a legend north of the border. But yeah, we could keep going through. We could keep going through all that. I could tell the story about the time that I caddied for Steve Spurrier at a golf tournament. You want to hear that story?
Well, I mean,
Like,
M. Gonzalez says, I want movie reference, jokes, and old NFL names. So
it's not really an NFL. I guess technically he did coach in the NFL a long time ago. But yeah, I caddied for Steve Spurrier at a golf tournament once when I was a kid. It's kind of funny. It's not as funny as you would think, but it was reasonably funny. Do Daniel's last question, and that way we can get him.
All right. Half PPR, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and a flex. Diggs, Allen, Wandale, Stevenson, Ertz, Hawk, Barner, Meyer. Wandale?
I don't like any of your choices. Let's see.
I think it goes Wandale, Ertz, and then
Robinson at 20.
Then gets Stevenson? Half.
I want to play Diggs so bad against the terrible Tennessee team that I am going to play Diggs unless I see Jacoby Myers gets traded to that team before Sunday, and then I'm not playing Diggs anymore. But for right now, it's Diggs for me. It's going to be Diggs. It's Diggs, Ertz, and Allen. Yep, Diggs, Ertz, Allen is my choices, Daniel. That's my recommendations to you. What do you want, Jason?
I think I go. I still think I'm going Diggs, Wandale, Ertz.
Not that crazy. I have Allen at 23 and I have Wandale at 26. So we're arguing about 3 spots in my wide receiver rankings.
Yeah. I hate this
You're
matchup for.
literally arguing about 3 spots. It's really not that big of a deal. I hate the Wandale matchup, by the way. So, like, because they're playing Denver. This historically does not go well for opposing wide receivers because Denver's got a real secondary. Whereas Keenan Allen is playing the Colts, and, like, that's a pretty good matchup for Allen.
It'll be really dependent on if QJ plays.
I guess, but
That's
I'm
what
not
it comes
holding my
down to for me.
I'm
Honestly.
not holding my breath on QJ playing, by the way.
Correct. That's why I'm
I
kind
would
of away
I
from
would
it. Because I
but
think then if it goes
all right,
back to
what's
Lad in this lovely. All right.
maybe, but I don't know.
All right. We'll move to PA. Hollywood born Kirk Warren or Gainwell.
No,
Half
no,
PPR.
no, 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 no. What are you doing? Keep going with the Daniels stuff so we can just be done with it. Like, he's got
Oh, sorry. One RB,
no
one flex.
PPR, one running back. Yeah.
Gainwell, Chubb, T, Bourne.
So you get to choose between Gainwell or Chubb as his running back.
Chubb because it's not a Thursday.
Gainwell by 2 spots for me. That's not saying much. I got him at 34 and 36, so don't love it.
And then Bourne.
And then it's Bourne. Yeah.
Then pick a defense for
God,
the rest of the
that's
season.
so sad that I
Yeah.
have to answer that question. I get why you're asking it. That's not my point. It's just I can't believe we have to have that conversation. Anyway,
Rest of the season defense: Packers, Seahawks, Rams.
Well, this week it's going to be the Packers.
I think I want Seattle rest of the season though.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually looking up. Seattle. Yeah. Seattle has the best matchups coming up down the stretch.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, PA. We're back to you. Hollywood born Kirk Warren Gainwell. Half PPR. Pick one. Bourne.
Yeah. Bourne. Use it while you got it.
Ooh, Tamron.
Because that's all going to be temporary very soon.
Yeah. Tamron again coming in hot. Hollywood or Whittington? Oof. I think it has to be Whittington if
Hollywood. Oh, God,
out.
no. God, no. Oh, ew. Oh, I'm not playing Whittington. Been burned by that so many times. I got Whittington at 52. Like, that's what's going on.
Woof.
I got Hollywood. Give me Hollywood.
And Gonzalez says makes sense. Okay. Of course, he has Kyron and Corum already.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I did see that. And Tamara, I have made my livings figuring out this trading stuff for people. Like, I do a lot of trading. The thing most people don't understand is how to make trading effective. So what happens is that people just waste each other's time sending terrible trade offers to each other, because what most people don't do is they don't sit down and think about how they get stuck on how does this deal help me, and they don't spend nearly enough time thinking about how does this deal make sense for the other person. Like, that's why most of trading feels like a waste of time, and usually it just turns into an argument, because that's the critical component. It's a sales thing. You have to sit down and put yourself in the shoes of the other person. And I'll put it to you this way. If you can't articulate why the deal makes sense for the other person and why they should take you up on it, you're wasting their time and yours by extension by sending out terrible trade offers. In order to be successful, you need to be able to argue the position from both sides. You need to be able to argue, this is why this helps me, and this is why this helps you. It has to benefit both of us. That's how you get, when you can get to there, watch your trade success rate go way up, and also people will be a lot happier to deal with you because you come at them with like good trades that make sense. The problem is when you get good at that and you can articulate that, you then get to a point on a long enough timeline, if you play with people for a long enough time, to where people are like, no, because even if what you tell me makes sense on paper, you have to know something that I don't know, which is why you're offering this to me, because you robbed me so many times. And I don't have a good way out of that hole. I don't know how you get out of that hole. If you ever figure it out, let me know. But that's how you make your trading. That's how you maximize your effectiveness with trades. You have to be able to argue it from both sides and make it make sense to both parties. And then it'll work. But so many people don't do that. They just go, oh, I want this. Here's the poop that's on the bottom of my roster and you can have that. And it's like, well, that's why I block you. Because you're not like thinking about it. So but it also that's the thing. It requires a lot of thinking. Like a lot of thinking has to go into it. And if you don't have the mental bandwidth to like want to go through all that, then I could understand being like, F trading. We either win or we don't. If I can't fix it off waiver wire, then it ain't getting fixed.
That's me. All right. She did ask though, is Purdy coming back? I mean, he's back.
Eventually.
He's been limited forever, it feels like. And I really just think that they're waiting until they have an ideal matchup that he can actually ease himself in, and that's not.
If your question is he coming back this week? I would say no.
No, this week no.
If your question is as written, which is he coming back? Yes. I don't know when, but he will be back.
Yeah, that one's rough. All right, let me look real quick.
Well, if they lose a few more games because Mac Jones looks like doo-doo, then he'll come back.
Well, I was trying to see if I could get where they are right now when it comes to what matchup would be ideal for them to turn. Right now, they're winning the NFC West. Not that that's saying a whole lot, but 4-2. Falcons, Texans, Giants, Rams, Cardinals. Ooh, Cardinals.
Oh, we're still discussing this? Oh, God.
It's probably going to be Texans. It shouldn't be that bad. All right.
Oh, like one more week? Yeah, probably.
I think.
Yeah, probably. Like one more week, maybe two. I would suggest to you that he'd probably be. I don't think he's playing this week, but that also depends on the health of Mac Jones, because Mac Jones is also questionable. He is apparently, according to them, he is less questionable than Purdy. But I think where we're at is it's one more week of Mac Jones, and then Purdy will come back in week 8, more than likely, unless he has some sort of setback. Gonzalez is saying Woody Marks sounds like the name of an old puppet on the Howdy Doody show. And you are correct. And holy crap, I wasn't expecting a Howdy Doody reference. Good Lord, man. That's hung up on some puppet from the 50s, man. He's right, though. He does sound like that. It does sound exactly like that. I can picture it in my head.
Okay, Daniel came back. Okay, wait, for the Cup Marks question, I just rostered Spears and Shepard and Tez Johnson are available.
I prefer Spears.
I agree.
To any of that.
But I don't like
the Bucks wide receivers are interesting because they will do something, but I couldn't tell you who will do what. Right? There's no way to know that.
They're
right
probably
now.
both going to end up scoring, so it's probably fine.
Could be nothing though. But I'd play
all if all the cornerbacks are still out for the Lions, one of them is going to score.
Yeah, but we don't know that. That's what I'm saying. I'd play Spears off this updated list.
And
Glitchy said Flowers is on his bye.
Oh yeah.
So
I even said it at the top of the show. Completely forgot.
Yeah. So forget Flowers in the flex and just play Allen at that point.
Yep. Fannin, Ertz, Mayer, Otten, Kincaid. Fannin? It's close with Kincaid, I think.
I'm playing Fannin. No. Hang on.
Well, Kincaid's on bye.
Yeah, Kincaid's on bye, so that's coming off. Ooh,
Haha,
it
remember.
is so close. I have Otten and Fannin right next to each other.
Yep. I have
Forget
Fannin-
forget. Do you want Ertz? I'm removing Ertz from this list. I'd say no Ertz, no Mayer. Kincaid's on bye, so it's really Fannin or Otten is what it is.
I still
I'm gonna
believe in
play.
it.
Who are you playing?
Fannin.
Fannin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also playing Fannin.
Rest of the season,
But
though,
it's close.
going back to Kincaid probably.
Probably Kincaid. Yeah. It's rest of season. It'd be Kincaid, Fannin, Ertz.
Daniel goes rambling on about old NFL names. Chester Taylor. Oh my gosh.
Chester Taylor.
Brock Berlin. Travis Minor.
Pierre Strong.
Yeah. That's not that old. Rude.
That's 15 years. Like that was like 2010, homie. That's a long time ago now. I had it and I lost it. It was another Saint. Why am I blanking on his name now? I just had it in my head.
Another Saint.
He's a wide receiver.
Currently?
No, old name.
I was like, the one that
Old.
always surprised me that's still playing is Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, but that's only because people think he's old because he got traded every year.
Yeah, he's been
So it
on
felt
30
like he was in the
different teams.
NFL forever, but he was like 22 when he kept getting traded again and again and again. No, I'm trying to think of the guy that Sean Payton had that Cortland Sutton does that job currently on the Broncos. I don't know why I'm blanking on the guy's name because it wasn't that long ago. But I always think about him in conjunction with Pierre Strong because they were playing at the same time. You know who I'm talking about. He played wide receiver for the Saints for like forever, and then he got hurt, and he got slow.
Colston?
No, that's a good one though.
Oh. I'm like, I'm trying to think of
Marcus Colston is a good one.
I'm like trying to think of old players. I don't know. Old wide Michael Thomas? He
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
retired?
thinking of.
Okay.
Michael Thomas. He didn't just retire, by the way. That was a long time ago.
He just
At this point,
okay.
no,
It feels
it
like
was years ago.
Oh, Gonzalez came in up with it at the same time.
Yeah, he came up with it like right as we were talking. He retired in 2015, Jason. He's been out of the league for 10 years.
Shut up.
Yeah, like that's what I keep trying to tell you. I've noticed this because we've talked to each other a lot.
That was just last
I don't
year we
know
were talking
what
about.
year you think it is, but like it's 2025. I think in your mind it's like 2016. Like it's like because I've noticed this for many conversations with you where I'm like, I think Jason thinks that it's like 2016 and doesn't realize that 2016 was literally 9 years ago.
Did he play for a different team? Or was it
Michael
always the
Thomas?
Saints? Yeah.
No, he just played for the Saints from 2006 until 2015.
Okay. It really felt like it wasn't that long ago.
It's 10 years, homie. Like Michael Thomas is 42 years old.
Shut up.
Yeah.
All right, I have to look that up. I don't believe it.
Go ahead. I'm looking at Wikipedia.
Wikipedia
Like, help
lies.
you.
There's no way he's 42.
He is 42. He was born in 1983.
1993. You're wrong. You need to get your eyes fixed.
Oh, I'm looking at Marcus Colston.
Ha!
I'm looking at Marcus Colston. That's fine. Leave all this in.
I'm like, there's
Leave
no
all this
way.
in. That's fine. Leave all this in.
Oh, that's funny.
It's all my information's wrong. All my information there was wrong.
I was like, there's no
Okay.
way.
I literally am confusing Michael Thomas and Marcus Colston, like the careers of the two people. Everything I just said is wrong in a hilarious way, so that's fine.
Yeah.
You go ahead. You
his
go
most
ahead. You go
receptions
ahead.
Was in
and-
2019.
You go ahead and mock me for that. That's fine. I'm wrong. I literally looked up the wrong person. That's fine. That's all fine. Leave all this in. I
That's-
deserve it.
That's hysterical.
I deserve it. I deserve all of that. I was loud wrong and I deserve it. I was loudly wrong. It's fine. I'm wrong. I acknowledge it. I get them confused.
No, I also think of like going back to the Saints. Mark Ingram doesn't feel like he retired that long ago, but it's probably been a minute now. That was probably the same time as Marcus Coulson, but yeah, it's just a mess. Okay, where are we at?
I don't know.
We touched. I think we answered. Oh wait, nope, I lied. Jeff Warren came in. One more question. Need one in PPR. Swift, White, Warren, or Rico? Oh my gosh, that's close. I think I have Dowdle the highest.
No, it's Dowdle.
Wasn't sure if it's Dowdle or if it was White.
It's Dowdle or White. I agree with that, but I'm playing Dowdle.
I agree. It's Dowdle. Too hot right now. That's really what it comes down to. It's been too hot for him. Okay. Getting to the stuff that nobody wants. Quarterback start of the week. Did you?
Yeah, go for it. Who is
Oh
it?
gosh. I thought you froze because you weren't moving.
I was expecting you to keep talking. I was expecting you to keep talking. And you didn't,
okay,
so.
my bad. All right, quarterback start of the week for me is Aaron Rodgers versus Cincinnati. I know it's Thursday, but that team is so bad, dude. He has to be able to throw at least 2 touchdowns. It has to happen
on a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night.
Good luck.
It's going to be 20 to 10, and they're going to win because of 2 touchdowns and a field goal. 2 field goals, I guess.
And for me, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence against the Rams, which seems like a good matchup, or it seems like a bad matchup, right? It's not. Like it's actually really not. The Rams defense has been beatable the last few weeks, and Jacksonville is actually figuring out how to get it together here. So I am going to take my life into my hands and recommend Trevor Lawrence this week if I'm looking for somebody outside the top 12.
All right,
and that advice is actually helpful because you can pick him up. I guess you could pick up Aaron Rodgers too.
Like,
but
Aaron Rodgers widely available.
I would feel very dirty doing that.
Quarterback set of the week? This is easy for us, I think. We're going Jalen Hurts versus Minnesota.
Oh, I'm not doing that because I don't think realistically, I doubt you'd have better options. For me, it's going to be Jordan Love.
Okay. Dude, Hurts has really just been letting people down, and until they decide to figure that out, it's going to be a rough sledding.
He's averaging, okay.
I know.
He's averaging like 20-something points a game. So if you're talking about letting people down, what were your expectations? Because it's like if you're averaging 20 to 25 and he's literally like the QB4 on the season, like I don't know what your expectations are. What's gonna make you happy? 40 every week? Because it's not realistic.
Well, no,
so it's like
he's again. Which you shouldn't be surprised because every week he's going to run one in. That's been my favorite bet every week as I go. He's getting a rushing touchdown. Not even an issue. It's going to happen. I mean,
I'm sorry, he's not the QB4 on the season so far. He's the QB5. Sorry. I know how pedantic people are. Got to make sure you get it right. Yeah, he's going to run one in, and it's going to be frustrating. But like, what are you going to sit here with a straight face and tell people to start Aaron Rodgers over Jalen Hurts? Because I can just leave.
No.
Like, if that's what you're going to do.
No, but if I have to pick somebody to sit, like, that team just is so broken in my mind. It doesn't look good at all. And I get the Jordan Love thing because Josh Jacobs.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Is they're playing Arizona.
Yeah.
So it's like if Jordan Love doesn't score early,
Jacobs is another.
I'm expecting another massive Josh Jacobs game this week, and another disappointing Love game because of Jacobs just taking it himself. That's where I'm at. So go ahead. Running back start of the week. Go ahead.
Well, because we kept talking about it. It's the The only thing I could really go wild with, Woody Marks versus Seattle. It's rough out there, man.
Playing with fire.
I know.
Playing with fire.
I
Super
am.
fire.
I'm really hoping coming off a bye, they realize that they just need to give him more touches. But Seattle's also looked really good. I'm very curious to see how this works out. But of the players that are outside, Marks was the one that kind of caught my eye the most.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It is ugly.
Gets ugly real quick.
It is very ugly this week, and you would think it's so ugly. You would think that there's 4 teams on bye and not 2. Based on how ugly it actually is. Because it's really like pathetic, is what it is. But I do have one, and I think a lot of people will probably like it, and I'm also going to play with fire. But for me, it's Kenneth Walker. Because I get the temptation to sit Walker because he's killed you the last several weeks. And I'm going to tell you, I think that's a mistake because they're playing Houston this week, and Houston's run defense has been pathetic. And I don't think a bye week is enough to fix that. So I think the Saints are or I'm sorry, not the Saints. I started reading something about the Saints, and it just broke my brain. Daniel's over here saying I thought Neil was gaslighting Jason, and I'm crying, and I'm like, damn, that's what I should have done. I should have just spent the next hour trying to gaslight Jason into thinking I should have done that. Damn it, Daniel. Where were you a minute ago? Why'd your phone die? That would have been a great idea. Anyway, back to my point. Houston's run defense has been pathetic all year. Kenneth Walker has killed you. So I know the temptation is to sit him. But I think that's a mistake. I think this is the get right game for Walker in an extreme plus matchup. So I'm gonna make him my start of the week, and I will say this: if they can't get it here, we're starting to get into panic mode at that point for Walker, because then they're gonna go into the bye for week 11 or for week 8, excuse me, and then it's their schedule gets a lot worse for running backs coming out of the bye. So if Walker can't get it here, I have real concerns about Walker for the rest of the season. So he's my start of the week, and I think he can get it.
Yeah. Sit of the week, J.K. Dobbins versus the Giants. Taking the easy one. Because when it comes to committee backfields versus the Giants,
they don't
not
know
great.
What the hell they're doing?
I know.
The Broncos also. I spent today driving around for work,
just thinking about it.
So, no, listening to the radio.
Oh God!
And the local Denver radio spent all day trying to figure out trade scenarios where they could get another running back because they're already upset with Harvey. And I'm like, this is why you people don't deserve nice things. You just don't deserve it. And for me, it's Kamani Vidal. I don't trust it. Never have, never will.
Nope. The one thing
trust
is that
it.
Will be used. He should be used more in the passing game. That's the only thing that potentially puts him up there.
He played 70% of the snaps, and I just don't believe in any reality where that's repeatable. If he could do it again, I'll stop being mean about Kamani Vidal a little bit. But he's got to do it again.
No, it really came down to him having that big run, which separated, because until then they were splitting. They're alternating drives, and then he had the big run, and they stuck with Vidal after that.
Right. That's why I'm saying I'm not buying that he's suddenly the guy. And people have him in the ECR, they have him at RB22 for Vidal, and I'm like, no. Not buying that.
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
Well, shouldn't be surprised. Jerry Jeudy versus Miami. Targets are going to be there, and Miami's bad.
It's all bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Sterling Shepard.
Oh,
it is a great matchup, as you mentioned it. Detroit's secondary is decimated, and Sterling Shepard is the only one who's healthy that actually like knows the playbook. So I like Shepard. I like Otten.
And you like
Those
the
are the two that are,
Johnsons.
and I like White,
Oh,
and like maybe Tez Johnson is something, maybe, but I have that lower down. So it's Shepard. I think it's the first crack. He's earned that, you know, like Shepard has earned that right to get the first crack against Detroit at this. Just a question of whether or not he can do it.
okay.
Who are you sitting?
I'm going to cheat. DJ Moore versus Saints.
That is cheating. That is very much cheating.
But they have him so
Where is-
high, I don't know what they're doing. Like it's like they don't pay attention.
When did you? He's at 35.
Oh, yeah, that's too high. That means he's playing. And I don't think that's
Okay,
going
well,
to happen.
I got a better one. They have Matthew Golden at 33.
Yeah, that's
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a further conversation.
I
We're
could
just
be
gonna
I
move
could
on
go
from it.
I could go worse. AJ Brown versus the Vikings.
They have AJ Brown at 21, by the way.
I know.
Wide receiver is a tire fire this year, folks. So bad.
Yeah. We're still in this weird zone of fantasy football that doesn't look quite right.
No, and we're halfway through the regular season
I know.
for fantasy. At the end of this week, we will be halfway through the fantasy regular season, and I still feel like I'm watching preseason football. The kicking is unacceptable. The wide receivers are all over the place. DJ Moore has is that real? Does DJ Moore actually have testicular torsion?
No,
Because I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna feel bad for making fun of him at that point.
I
'cause
mean, it
that's
wouldn't
not a
surprise
joke.
me.
That's not a joke. That's like serious.
I see the do not practice. He was hospitalized. I don't see.
He was hospitalized. I didn't know why he was hospitalized. I never actually like looked into it that far.
Didn't practice today. I don't see anything specifically saying that. I know they said it was a groin.
Yeah, they just said groin.
But if that's the case, ouch. Sorry, we're talking about.
Oh
this.
yeah, okay. So Jesse Morse,
No.
one of the football MD people,
Yeah.
was saying they just said he went. They won't say for HIPAA reasons what it was, but they just said he was admitted to the hospital for a groin injury, and he said more than likely it's one of these things. It's testicular torsion, which that's not
Ouch.
funny.
Yeah, that hurts.
And or it's a hernia, trauma to a femoral artery, or trauma to the testicle itself. That's not.
Yeah, no,
That's not.
none of those
that's
are
not-
good.
That's not like. That's not funny. I can't make fun of that. That's not cool. Like I'd feel bad about that. Feel like a jerk. Like guy has testicular torsion. You could lose a testicle.
I wonder if he's that.
That's not cool.
Has he had it all season?
It'll no, that's what happened in the game. It's one of those things that might be funny later, like 5 years from now. It's not funny now. It's just mean. Can't make fun of people for that. Well, I got to tell you, if DJ Moore actually has testicular torsion, he ain't playing this week.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah. Like yeah, that ain't happening.
That's why I said I was going to cheat. I thought that was an easy. Yeah, I got this.
No, you get to pick again. Is what you get to do.
I said AJ Brown.
All right. Well, there you go. All right.
Talk about
gotta
things
have
that
a
are
backup
frustrating.
plan.
Woof.
Nah, he had a better week at least last week.
It
but
worked
still
out.
not-
He's
not
finally, but Goddard. Goddard is the one thing that I want to play. Goddard and Hurts. You're fine playing on that team.
Yeah. And I picked Matthew Golden, and I stand by it.
Yeah, that one works. Okay.
I'll pick Matthew Golden again and again. Let's go back to questions here
Yeah,
before we do the
Tamara.
wheel.
Dart, Penix, Mac Jones, or Lawrence in Superflex.
Well, hang on. She
Oh.
wants to know what the best way is to send us a dynasty roster resolution. Does she have access to the Discord? I think she does.
I don't think so. Let me double check. I don't see
Let's see her in here actually.
anything that resembles her. Who's this? I hate when they don't give you
see
full
her.
names anymore on the sides. I can't try to expand this box and still doesn't give me the full username.
No, I don't see her in here. I was
You
gonna say
can-
the
you-
easiest way to get it to deal with us is through our Discord, but
You can email me and I can pass it on.
yeah,
thatffnerd@gmail.com.
yeah. Email Jason and then we'll take it offline. So just send Jason an email and then we'll go from there.
Back to Superflex.
Yeah, she wants to know
Dart, Penix,
Mac Jones, or Lawrence.
Yeah, actually. Quarterbacks are. I think it's gonna be Lawrence. Where's Jones? Well, we don't know on Jones.
Right now on Wednesday, I have it as Dart, but I bet you by the end of the week I adjust it in such a way that it'll be Lawrence. We have to wait and see what happens with Mac Jones. Like, is he going to start or not? But for right now, I would say it's Dart, but I'm waiting on some injury stuff for Denver to come back on that one for their defense. They got a few players that might not play. I'd say by the end of the week, I bet the answer is Lawrence.
Yeah. That's who I have the highest currently, but I have Jones floating around right by him. So if I knew for sure that Purdy was out and Kittle's playing, probably going to play Jones.
McBride, Mason, or Otten for Chad?
McBride. He's the only pass catcher left.
It's McBride. And then Daniel says, don't say Dobbins and committee in the same sentence. I can't handle another committee. Daniel, I'll make you feel better. The Denver local radio is not good. Like the Denver local radio is if the Denver local radio was responsible for running that team, they'd be 1-17 or 1-16 every year. So that radio, the Denver local media like sat there all day today and tried to come up with trades to get another running back and another wide receiver on their team. And I can tell you what I was listening to this morning. Mark Schlereth, Brandon Stokely, and some chuckle fuck. We're trying to who? What?
I said language.
No, that was as nice as I'm prepared to be. I stand by that. I'll defend that in court. We're trying to they were trying to discuss what it would take to get Jalen Waddle to Denver. And said chucklefuck was trying to make the argument that Jalen Waddle isn't worth a first round pick. And that he thought that they could get Jalen Waddle for a second or less. So that should really tell you like the level of football acumen that we're dealing with here. Remember the whole thing I was saying a minute ago about how like if you can't argue the trade from the other side of the desk, then it's a bad trade? Like why would the Dolphins do that? Like why would the Dolphins give up their only healthy wide receiver for less than a first round pick? And Brandon Stokely and Mark Schlereth, by the way, who, concussions aside, spent years of their adult lives playing professional football. And they were both trying to explain to him, there is no universe where the Dolphins would give you Waddle for anything less than a first round pick. And I'm like, right, because they actually like understand how the NFL works as a business. Like, you would have to get a first-round pick back, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so don't worry about what the Denver local media says, and they're not. I don't think they're going to be able to get another running back in this town. Tamara, if you're in the Discord, there it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you're in there, just DM us. Either email Jason at the email address he gave you, or just DM us in the Discord. Just DM Jason or me or Steve, and we will help you figure this out.
Also, thank you for this one.
Yeah, thank you. And then Daniel wants to know about Brees and Kamara. Who's the better fit for the Chiefs?
Neither. I guess Kamara.
Neither, really. Kamara, if I had to pick one, but
he has hands.
Yeah, and Brees has hands too, but Kamara's hands are legendary. You're talking about like neither one is really a great scheme fit. Kamara would make more sense because of what Jason said. He's a better catcher of the football, and they need someone who could do that. And he's willing to do the dirty work in the pass pro. So for those reasons, I would say Kamara. And also, Kamara is more affordable and realistically attainable. The Chiefs do not have the money to figure out a Brees Hall on their team.
Chargers don't have the money. If the Chargers don't have the money, Chiefs definitely don't have the money.
Well, Brees Hall would be the one that boosts them, but you're never going to be able to get Brees Hall on that team and then keep him there. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. The Brees Hall to the Chiefs thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
They have just under $3 million. That's not happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's not feasible. Question for each of you from Daniel: worst pre-draft fantasy take at this point in the season, coming up on halfway through the fantasy regular season.
Let me see. That's gonna be a good one. I have to actually go into our Discord to see. I forget things so often. It's kind of crazy. Cause I felt like I posted my top, or maybe I didn't. Maybe the one that I'm most excited that's paying off right now is JSN, but
for me, it's Igbokwe. I called the living crap out of that. I have so much Igbokwe. I have so much Igbokwe in Dynasty and in Redraft. It's hilarious. That's the best one. Not really close. I called that. I called my shot on that in like March. Because people were saying like, oh, well, he's been second fiddle forever, even at Ohio State. I'd say worst. I want to say AJ Brown, but that's like everybody. That's not like AJ Brown. I don't feel like counts because everybody had AJ Brown rated that way. Joe Burrow is also like he got hurt. That's not really like a call. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It was that Javonte Williams sucks and is washed. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I had that. I had that going. That doesn't look good. I'd say that's probably up there.
Oh, Nico Collins. I had Nico Collins as my wide receiver 11.
That's probably I also had Nico Collins really high.
Also Kayshon Boutte, because I'm not sure why.
That's a flyer. That's a flyer. It's like things that you got really wrong. Nico Collins is a good one. Probably Nico Collins. Possibly it's Nico Collins probably for both of us, to be honest. Probably for a lot of people, it's Nico Collins. That's why I'm like staying away from some of those. Like the AJ Brown thing, the BTJ thing, the Nico Collins thing. Those are industry takes. You know what I mean? Those are industry takes, Jason. They're not individual takes. Like, because everybody had those players rated high. So it's like, do you really feel bad about that when you were going with industry consensus? I feel worse about the Javonte Williams thing because I was very vocal about the idea that Javonte Williams sucks and couldn't figure out how to play football here. And so why would he then suddenly succeed on a team with a worse offensive line? Whoops. Oopsie. So that one is the one I feel the worst about. I don't feel as bad about telling people to draft Nico Collins or AJ Brown or Joe Burrow because that's what everybody was telling you to do that. So I'm not. It's hard for me to want to take personal responsibility for what every analyst was telling you to do. But the Javonte Williams thing, oh yeah, I own that. I'm wrong about that one so far. We'll see how the second half of the year goes, but that's probably my worst call that I can think of quickly.
Yeah, like I said, I think. Oh no, I lied. Calvin Ridley. I was very high on Calvin Ridley this preseason.
Oh yeah, you were insanely high on Calvin Ridley.
That's my big miss.
You were high on Calvin. I remember this now. You had Calvin Ridley as like a borderline wide receiver 1, and I remember telling you that that's way too high, and you were like, no.
The volume's there.
And I was like, yeah, but he has a new quarterback and a new coach, and you were like, I don't care.
Yeah, give me the volume,
All right.
baby. We're rolling with it.
All
Yeah, that one hurt.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not working now. Yeah, for me, it's Javonte Williams. I was very vocal about how much I think Javonte Williams sucks, and
I thought he'd be fine there, but I also
it's not working out. It's not working out. Not looking good there. I guess the other one would be that I was like downplaying Cam Skattebo because of Tyrone Tracy. Again, feel less bad about that because I did say that Cam Skattebo would eventually take over the job. It's just that
I know the Waddle thing is going to be what I had that as an early call because I also just assumed that Hill wasn't coming back, so I had him as wide receiver 11.
No, it'll work out.
That's going to work out. That's going to
work out for reasons that you didn't. That's like when you use the wrong formula on a math test and somehow get the right answer anyway. Like
it happens occasionally.
Yeah, every once in a while you just back up into one. Yeah, and Daniel, we don't really like do this mid-season, so that's why we're kind of waffling a little bit. We do this at the end of the year. That's how this works. We don't do this in season. I don't do this in season because so much stuff changes. Go look at the Schefter thing about like from like 2 weeks ago where he's like he posted like the wide receiver rankings from like week 5 from a year and then the end of the year rankings, and they're like totally different. And I'm like, right, that's why we tell people like be patient, don't overreact because things change. And so, like, you're talking about worst calls to this point. For me, it's Javonte Williams, but I'm not really like prepared to declare myself wrong because we still have to get through the rest of the year. So I refuse to feel bad yet. Tamara, I'd say if you have to take Dart off the taxi, that I would rather deal with Lawrence then.
Yeah. For sure.
That saves you that reality. Oh, I see. Not drafting JSN.
Yeah,
the JSN thing I think is just flatly wrong. But
I was really high on JSN this year too.
Yeah, the JSN thing I think is flatly wrong. The JT thing I think is actually not wrong by logic.
Yeah.
The JT thing I cannot fault you by thought process. The JSN thing you're just wrong. Sorry, I don't want to beat you up for it, but like that's just wrong. JSN is a superior talent, even if he had bad quarterback play. It doesn't matter. He's just a superior athlete, and we've seen that now for a couple years. The Taylor thing, I can't actually say that I don't understand because we've all watched Taylor just get murdered for years, and he's had so many collisions on his body and so many injuries that coming off the massive usage numbers, there's gonna come a time where JT is gonna get seriously hurt. Why didn't you guys tell me JSN was him? Because I don't speak Gen Z. How's that? How's that, Daniel?
Because I also had planned to, and then I felt like I was really wrong based on my preseason rankings.
Yeah, right. I remember that. Where you were like, by my metrics, I have JSN as like a top 3 wide receiver, and everybody's like, Jesus Christ, dude. And then yeah, that one, it's working out. It's kind of like a couple years ago. It's like a couple years ago when you guessed like almost randomly that Texans guy, who was it that played for the Texans, was just gonna massively go off.
Tank Dell.
No.
before that.
It might have. I think it was before that. But and like Mike Manning was like, Jason just called it out of nowhere, and everybody told him he was crazy, and it was working out. And then you went back to the well the next year, and it like flatlined completely.
No, it worked at like 2 years, 2 or 3 years in a row, and it was like okay. And then everybody started getting hurt, and so it didn't matter because he got hurt, then Collins got hurt, and that whole offense just went cycling down quickly.
I can't argue, Daniel, about the Pacheco thing because late round on Pacheco made sense at the time. Same thing with Tracy to a lesser extent. The Tracy thing is, I wasn't with you on that because I don't like, I never really liked Tracy. He's too little and he had a lot of injury problems in college.
Brandon Cooks.
That's who it was. It was Brandon Cooks. It was Brandon Cooks that one year when Brandon Cooks lit it up. And both Mike and I are like, we literally during the 32 teams in 32 days, we're telling you like, Jason, that doesn't even make any logical sense what you're saying. And then Brandon Cooks literally hit your projection, and I'm like, well, okay, like I guess every once in a while, like weird crap happens. The Jaden Blue thing, I was actually trying to talk people out of because I don't like Jaden Blue. He's too little. And like I was trying to talk people out of that, but I was just trying to talk people out of Dallas in general. I was trying to explain to people that in Dallas, all I want is CeeDee Lamb early, Jake Ferguson at his ADP, and Dak.
Dak at his ADP
because people were scared of Dak, and I'm like, I'm not scared of Dak. And it's like, as long as Dak is playing, then I want Ferguson. And then if Dak's not playing, you can just cut Ferguson because he has no value. Daniel, I'm with you on the Chase Brown regret. I will say that's not Chase Brown's fault. That's the Joe Burrow thing.
Daniel's asking, do we post a pre-draft list of players you love and hate in Discord? We do talk about it quite a bit.
Usually, yeah. Well, okay. So in previous years,
yeah,
we
before
don't
this
do
year
that
where everybody was like uncertain.
No, we released an entire 32 video series about this called 32 Teams in 32 Days. And you want to know why we stopped doing that, Daniel? It's because no one watched it. You have any idea how much time I spent on that? 40 hours, like probably every year for like 3 years, compiling that movie, that series, and posting it to YouTube. And what was frustrating is a couple of those videos would go viral, and it would drive good traffic to our channel and to our Discord. And then it was like the algorithm would like just crush half of them. And then we found out that not enough people watch them. So we didn't do them this year. And Steve posted some ranking stuff to the Discord, and that's really all we did. Because I would love to do the 32 teams in 32 days anymore, can continue doing it because it's a very useful tool. It's literally a primer for redraft fantasy football every year, but it takes so long to do. If people just aren't going to watch it, then it's just not worth our time. So if you have ideas on how we can disseminate that information, by the way, we're not going to do it as love-hate because there was this guy named Matthew Berry who kind of owns that. So we'll call it something else. We'll call it something else. Like, yeah, and even that is I don't like. Even that I don't like. Yeah. We'll call it. Trust or bust. Oh wait.
Oh yeah. Did that.
Wait. Hold on. Where have I heard that before? Yeah, and Daniel Eberhardt, I'm sorry, bro, but like, I know you used to watch it. Because I know you. I know you were watching 32 Teams in 32 Days because you would ask questions about it. So I know from previous years that you would watch the Neil, Jason, Mike Manning, Mike Berland, occasionally
random assortment
Steve,
of people.
32 Teams in 32 Days. I know you were in there because you would ask us. Polo, too, would watch them. So I know some of you know what I'm talking about. But we literally went through it. And it's like the amount of time that this takes, the amount of money that it costs, no one would watch it. And then randomly, they would go. One of them, like a handful of them, would go viral, but it was never the
insane.
ones
It
that
was
that you would
crazy.
think it was. It was never the ones you would think it was. It was like random teams that would just go viral.
Like the Colts.
And then like the Colts, when the Colts didn't, like, no one cared. Like, it's not the teams that like people are looking for information on typically. It's like the rando teams would just get picked up and they would go through the social media spin cycle. And then that would temporarily drive people to our channel, but nobody would sign up. Like, nobody would sign up for it. You know what I mean? Because of it. And so we're looking at different off-season ideas for next year, but they're going to be on our fourth wall behind the paywall is where it's going to be. And we're looking into different ways of doing this. But it's not going to be that anymore. It's going to be something different. Instead of being 32 videos, it might just be 4 videos where we record, like we batch record them. So it might be that. Stay tuned for that. This year we didn't do anything preseason wise or off-season wise because we couldn't do the 32 teams in 32 days. We didn't have another idea, and we kind of ran out of time. So we're looking at different ideas, but I felt bad. I genuinely did because I really enjoyed doing the 32 teams in 32 days. Candidly, 32 teams in 32 days is my idea. So, like, when it didn't work out, I maybe took it a little personally. And not with these guys, not with like Steve and Jason and them, but like with YouTube. like
with you guys.
Not
No, I'm
real
kidding.
not real happy with YouTube and how it felt like we were getting punished by the algorithm. Because when you see all 32 episodes plotted on the YouTube timeline and you see how they were getting promoted, it really felt like we were getting punished by the algorithm. And then some of them, though, would get pumped by the algorithm. And that doesn't even make sense because it's the same video 32 times. So why does some of them get pumped and some of them don't? And you try to ask YouTube about why that is, and they won't even talk to you. I don't know, man. It's
like trying
that's
to hit
why
on
we're
that
like
hot girl, and it no. Sorry. Just,
it's like I don't know.
The randomness of what they choose is just crazy to me.
Well, and I really wanted to keep doing it because I'm the reason we even did it as long as we did. Because candidly, the last year we did it, I had to drag people kicking and screaming.
I was there. I
do it.
supported.
Yeah,
Give me
but you were like the only one
Okay.
that was willing to help. Like Steve didn't want to do it anymore. The Mikes didn't want to do it anymore because of how much work it is. It's a tremendous amount of work to do 32 videos like that.
And us bickering doesn't work for 32 videos.
No, and like you have to like do real analysis, and like we had to do prep work and show sheets, and like we did all that. We really tried, and to then get punished for it and get like nothing, it's very upsetting. So
yeah, it's extremely rude.
Yeah, so we're not doing that anymore, and what we will do in the future is something, but it's going to be behind the paywall for our fourth wall members, aka our Discord members. So whatever it is, it's going to be behind the paywall. That's what we decided. So there will be something for next year. More information on that when we get into next year. Henderson regrets. Yeah, I got a few of those.
James Cook can't sustain TD pace. That was a funny one.
Do the wheel. It's wheel time.
Okay, let me get this one off there. All right. Well, okay. Everybody's favorite segment. It's Tight End Roulette.
Spin the wheel. Place your bet. It's time again for Tight End Roulette.
Presented by Ballpark Franks. They plump when you cook them. Important concept is in no way affiliated with Mark Sanchez or Ballpark Franks.
That's always fun. Hey, I got it to work. Yes. All right. Well, with that in mind, let's spin a wheel. Dun, 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 dun. First name that comes off the board. Evan Ingram, your favorite.
Yeah, we covered that already during the show, but I'm not playing Evan Ingram this week or in general.
Not a
I
big
got
fan.
better streaming options. Got better streaming options than that.
Hot dogs in jail time.
The hot
Nice one,
dogs in
Daniel.
jail time. Hot dogs in jail time is they plump when you cook them, Daniel.
Woof. Zach Ertz.
I'm okay with Zach Ertz. I have him at 14 this week. He's a very solid streaming option against Dallas.
Yeah, I think it's more, especially if McLaurin's out. I'd be more nervous if McLaurin plays.
Maybe a little, but
Just a
Debo's
smidge.
clearly limited either way.
Yeah.
And Dallas' secondary is so bad that I'm good with Hurts this week if you want him.
Well, they're not pass.
He's
they're
not
throwing
my
to
he's
the
not my
running back either.
he's not my favorite, but he is very much in the top 3. I would argue he's my second favorite of this of the options this week.
Yeah, I had to adjust the list because I'm like, we would never play these players. But, golly, it's really Tyler Higbee.
Nope. Pass.
Agree. Hard pass. Do. And we are looking at, oh God, go, keep going. TJ Hawkinson also pass.
Pass. Hard
We
pass.
do not like TJ Hawkinson ever since Adamson's return, and if it's JJ, I like him even less.
That's a pass. It's a pass for me, homie. There's 3 names. We already got one of them.
Michael Meyer.
Pass.
Don't like that either. Not against the Chiefs.
He had a good week last week. I will say that he had a 16 in PPR. He was the tight end 6, but that's against Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I discount that heavily.
Kyle Pitts.
No.
We're not trusting that.
No. I never trust Kyle Pitts.
Usually you can if Mooney's not playing, but it's still iffy at best.
He didn't play last week. He played 93% of the snaps, and he had a whopping 5. I'm good.
Mason Taylor.
That's all right. That's one of the ones. He is my 3rd choice on the streaming tight end list, and he is also somebody that I am interested in possibly rostering if I have an open roster spot as my backup tight end for the foreseeable future. Let's see what they do before everyone gets fired. They like him. I'm not afraid of the one bad week, by the way.
Yeah, that was, again, the one area that the Chargers have been, well, they weren't playing this. They were playing the Broncos.
They played Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one area that, not just one, but the lack of pass catching options really hurts Denver, and so they were able to kind of erase him pretty quickly. Also, the fact that they can't throw the ball to save their lives. Feels under way too much pressure.
Yeah, that game was a very screwed up game for them. Like, I was literally I watched that entire game, Jason, because I couldn't sleep. So I literally was up watching that game. I watched the whole thing from start to finish. And basically the way to sum that game up is I'd like to speak to God about getting a refund for those 3 hours of my life that I will never get back. Like, because that was unacceptable. And Denver just pinned their ears back and bum rushed them on every play, and they couldn't stop it. At no point did they come up with an answer for that. They just blitzed them on every play. And Fields, I felt like if you just changed the contrast on the TV to make it so that the Jets uniforms were more brown, it was like watching the Bears. Just watching Fields stand there and hold the football way too long and get blasted. And then he starts getting nervous, and then he starts making bad decisions. It's classic Justin Fields football. Up and down right there. So that kind of cratered Taylor. But I like Taylor this week against Carolina. He'd be my 3rd choice of streaming tight end.
No, the only name left is K. Dotton.
K. Dotton is number 1.
It actually
it's
wasn't.
that
It was
easy.
Rondé Gadsden was the last one I had because when I looked at it, Otten was at like 12. So I didn't put it.
Otten is still at 12, but but that doesn't matter in this case because Otten is 60% available.
I had a Rondé Gadsden.
So Otten, by the fact that Otten yes, he's ranked at 12, but it doesn't actually matter because he's still 60% available. And Otton is my tight end stream of the week. Not close, by the way. He's probably going to be my tight end stream of the week next week too, if you want to know. Like, more than likely.
Hard not to.
He's just too many opportunities for him.
Oh, Daniel Ward's giving us a pitch.
I saw it.
Top 25 quarterbacks, covers 12-team leagues. Top 50 running backs, top 50 wide receivers, top 15 tight ends.
I mean, we could do that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be that hard.
We could do that. That's fairly easy to do. I don't know about doing it. I don't know about doing it as 5 videos, but we could do that. We could do something with that.
We'd have to combine tight ends, kickers, and defenses because I don't think
that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing
we
5
wouldn't do defenses
videos,
or
but
kickers. Probably.
I would do 3 videos.
Quarterback,
Maybe
running back,
4.
wide
You
receiver.
know what? Maybe we'll do 4. We'll do quarterback, running back, wide receiver, other.
Yeah. All right.
You know, because it's like QB's a video, RB's a video, wide receiver's a video. The other way that this might get done, Daniel, is that it's not actually video content. It would probably just be like
An article.
either rankings formatted or written content that we would post. But I like it. We could work with that. We used to do it by division for a reason, though, because that way it would give people the opportunity to just like go through the videos and go, and they could just skip. That way you could skip what you didn't want. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to look at the Jets video, okay, no one's making you. Like, just take you. It's like a buffet. You take what you want and leave the rest.
He then copyrighted it. Sorry. The last comment, he actually put the copyright symbol. Made me giggle.
Did he?
Yeah. Important nonsense fancy ranking list copyright. Okay.
We used to do that. So we used to do that, though. Do you
Yeah,
remember when we did that, Jason?
Yeah.
No, but you remember that, right? When we had the ranking on Fantasy Pros, we had the rankings on our website. This is what happened when okay. So for those of you who are newer, we used to have a different website
Than
that
what we have
I was very
currently.
proud of. I was very proud of this website because Steve, myself, Jason, Steve and myself especially, we spent a lot of time making this website using a program called Divi. And we had all these custom plugins. And so we do our rankings through Fantasy Pros because we're an affiliate of theirs. And we had it to where you could go on our website and you could look at all of our rankings in a nice table that would update in real time whenever we pushed updates to our rankings. And then some bastard hacked our website and corrupted it with malware, and then it had to get taken down. And we basically got held hostage for ransom by our own hosting provider.
It was brutal.
I've known Steve.
I don't think I've ever been so mad.
I've known Steve since we were in like 4th grade, like probably earlier than that, actually, more like 2nd grade. I've never seen him more angry than that, ever. Like, I've seen Steve and I have lived through some crap together because we've known each other forever. Like, there's been some bad days in there. Never seen him more angry than that. He called me swearing. Like, I couldn't even understand what he was talking about at first because he's just like screaming into the phone. And like when I saw him later, he was like purple. Like I don't think I've ever seen him more angry than that day. And I'm still mad about it, candidly. Like, I'm not like,
Yeah, because
I'm not like
we
gonna
would
do
publish
it,
waiver wire articles every week on Sunday
All
night
of it.
after game. Like, we did so much.
we had a whole
stuff.
we had a writing staff that I was responsible for. We literally spent, I cannot even calculate how many hours of my life were spent building that and maintaining that damn website. And Steve put in even more than I did. So like between the two of us, it was like a full-time job. And like Jason was here because he knows, like we had all this content that was built for that website and just like gone because somebody managed to get in and just corrupt it and take it down. I'm so angry. Lost a lot of faith in humanity throughout that, by the way, folks. Like, not gonna lie to you. Like,
Well, it was
not
really the
gonna lie to
hosting
ya.
thing that really just irked me the most.
Well, yeah, because they're supposed to be our advocate.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
They're
there to help
supposed to
you.
be. They're supposed to. We pay them to help us,
Nope.
and instead they held us hostage for a bunch of money. And I was as mad at the person that perpetrated the act of violence against us. I was equally as mad at our hosting company. Like, again, this was how many years ago? 3 years ago. I'm still mad about it. I'll
Had to
probably be
before
mad about it
COVID.
for a long. What's that?
It had to be before COVID.
I don't think so.
Oh no, I thought it was.
I've already been wrong once today about timelines. I'm not going back down. I'm not
Oh,
going back through
Oops,
that.
My bad. I'm trying to look at stuff. Forget the wheels up.
But yeah, Daniel, we used to literally do that on a weekly basis, where at any time, we had it built in. Rankings for all of us were due on Tuesday. They had to be up on Tuesday so that we could publish our website staff rankings every week. And then the site, whenever somebody updated their rankings on Fantasy Pros, it would automatically update the table.
Yeah, we had to
Any
constantly
idea
put
how
'em
much
in.
work that was?
Yeah.
Like, we were so we worked so hard on that just to have it ripped away from us. So, still mad about it. Like, because yeah, we built that. Oh, Daniel, you would have bookmarked the crap out of that website because it had. We used to be a primarily like written
Yeah,
format
we had so many
website.
different things. Like, you know, if you do any research, there's an article that is wide receiver quarterback matchups. We had
Yeah,
that
we used
up.
to do that. We used
Yeah.
to do wide receiver quarterback matchup article every week. The waiver show was a waiver article that we did every week. We used to do the trade. I wrote personally the trade advice column every Wednesday. So like, and then we had the shows on top of it. Not all the shows, but we had shows that were companion pieces to the written content. And that's how the website used to work. We actually had a much bigger audience at that time. But the problem is like rebuilding all of that is such an extreme amount of money and time that it's just, as you can tell, it's a bit of a sore subject. Like, I miss it. I still think about it. We used to do fantasy golf. We had a fantasy golf guy. So the reason that we don't do that or haven't done it the way you're talking about it is because doing it and updating it is always a nightmare. So when we had the plugins for Fantasy Pros and that was all worked out, it made it a lot easier. Because if we're going to do anything written like that, it becomes outdated like immediately, like the second you do it. You need to have a way to like update it like a living document. That's why we've kind of stayed away from doing some of that. But don't worry. I promise you for next year we'll have something. It's just likely going to be behind the paywall. So there'll be something for everybody though. So Jason, we did the wheel. Is there anything else? Anything else you want to cover?
I think we're pretty good. I can't think of anything that's like special. So,
Then take us home, buddy.
all right. Well, play the video, and then we'll be out of here. If you guys have questions, now's your chance. But enjoy this little commercial, and then we'll be bouncing.
Spin the wheel, place a bet. It's time again for tight end roulette.
Presented by Ballpark Franks. They plump when you cook them. Import concept is in no way affiliated with Mark Sanchez or Ballpark Franks.
You strong.
All right. Well, with that, I hope everybody had a good time. Sorry we went on a giant rant there at the end, but
I'm not sorry.
yeah, I know. But it's just one of those things. We try and do it, get everybody's questions answered, get through all the stuff, and then head out. But really appreciate you all. And I will be back tomorrow. Then we have the betting show Friday. And I'll be back Sunday. So until then, remember as always to keep up the nonsense. Have a good night, guys.
You strong.